guts, and game.
Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Here they come again.
Grisham again. Same play. He's got the 15. He's got the 10. Dragging a man to the 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
You know, our goal now is to win, period.
61 yards.
Catch us if you can.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Bill French Properties, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Abby's Restaurant, 3G Brand, and Micah Belden Attorney.
How your Bulldogs are headed to the regional championship game for the first time since 1990.
Catch us if you can.
And now let's go to the broadcast booth with Monty Walker, Michael Mosier, and Stephen Braswell.
Well, here we are at Tiger Stadium in Leonard, Texas, and a festive night. It's senior night here in Leonard, and they do what the Bulldogs did last week with introducing all of their seniors. But tonight, the Howe Bulldogs are hoping it's all about Howe and less about Leonard. The Bulldogs have already clinched the district championship, did that last week, still have a chance to share that honor. Yet I would imagine that the Bulldogs don't want any part of sharing, as most people around Howe don't care to think about that. Want to win tonight, be the outright district champions, Michael Mosier, and we expect a quality game tonight. This is nothing to overlook. These Leonard Tigers, they come in here at 6-3, 2-2 in district, but they're a very, very good football team.
Yeah, they look good. Not sure there's going to be a whole lot left after senior night. Doesn't look like.
There are
a lot of seniors.
A lot of seniors. That's a big class.
That's a big class. Those are some big kids. There's some down there warming up. It's going to be a test.
Let's talk about this history. Howe versus Leonard. Howe is 10-16 overall versus Leonard, going back to the first game ever played back on October the 20th, 1961. And Leonard won that first contest 43-0. Leonard has outscored Howe over the years, 495 to 456. The Tigers won the first 8 meetings between the two schools before Howe finally beat them in 1973. Howe started a 7-game winning streak in 1991. That was a great year, that 91. Have I mentioned that yet, by the way? 1991, pretty good year.
Pretty good year.
Anyway, the Bulldogs started a streak that year with Leonard. Of course, that was opening night, by the way. And that streak of 7 games lasted until 2004. The Bulldogs are 3-10. That's the bad news. They're 3-10 here at Tiger Stadium in Leonard overall. And the last win coming in a 28-21 win back in 2003 in September of that year. However, only 3 wins here since 1961 for Howe. However, on this date in 1998, the Bulldogs came over here and wrecked Leonard, knocked them off on their way to a bi-district championship season. So Howe won that night 39-7 over here on this date in 1998. The 29 points scored last week against Whitewright moves Howe their points per game average to 35.44, which is better than any Howe team has ever finished. The 35.44 puts them just ahead of 1998, which we were just talking about them. They scored 33.83 and were by district and district champions. Of course, this team district champions as well. The shutout of Whitewright moves their points per game allowed to 10.67, which ranks 19th out of 72 Howe Bulldog teams. That's pretty good. The 10.67 is the lowest since 1991. There's that year again, 1991. Just keeps coming up. And the Bulldogs that year only allowed 6.91 points per game. That was a pretty good year. The shutout of Whitewright gives Howe 5 so far in 2015. The last time Howe had that many was back in 1985. And the most, if you ask, the most shutouts in a season by Howe is 8 in a season back in 1945. And so 5, very significant. It was the first back-to-back-to-back shutout since October of 2001 when Howe blanked Anna Tom Bean. And I can't remember, there was another one in that group, but I can't remember who it was. The last time Howe had 3 shutouts in a row was, guess what year?
1991.
1991 versus Whitewright, Callisburg, and Tom Bean. The list of consecutive shutouts by a Howe team. Well, if you want to know how many shutouts in a row, 8, 1945, and 6 in 1938, and so on down to 3. And the Bulldogs looking to get number 4 in a row tonight. And if they do, they'll join 1935 and 36, along with 46 and 47. So lots of great football teams back in the early 30s and 40s we're finding out. And one of the best, of course, in 1991. That's right. Howe is 13-3 in their last 16 games, going back to October 17, 2014, versus Tom Bean. It's the best 16-game stretch since October of '97 to November of '98, when Howe went 13-3 back then. Howe also had a 13-3 stretch from 1969 to 1971. And several 12-4 stretches from 87 to 88 and 59 to 60. And you want to talk about stretches, back in the 30s and 40s, they had massive amounts of great 16-game stretches. So nothing out of the ordinary for those great teams back in those days. The Bulldogs have won 5 straight home games, and they swept the home series at Bulldog Stadium. And they that's dating back to last year in the final game of 2014 versus Leonard, where they lost an upset last year, 27-21. It's the longest Bulldog Stadium winning streak for Howe since the 7-game winning streak inside the 1998 season. 1998's coming up a lot.
What if I'd have said 1938? Would I have thrown you off a minute?
Well, do you remember your coach back then?
I do.
All right. I'm going to stop with the old jokes.
That's okay. I'm good with it.
I'm probably older than you.
No,
close anyway.
You're close.
The longest home win streaks for the Bulldogs, 13 games, as we mentioned, 1988 to 1991. And another 13-game winning streak, 1938 to 1939.
That was my year.
There you go. And then, of course, right now the Bulldogs will have to go into next season to see if they can get to 6, but at 5 games here in 2015. With the win over Whitewright, Howe moves to 8-1 on the season. And the best starts in Howe history, you think, is that one of them? Well, yes, it is. But in 1940, Howe started 9-0, and then they finished 9-1. The 1946 Bulldogs went 8-0-1 to start, and then went 9-0-1. In 36, they went 8-0-1, which was their final record. And the 1938, your teams were 7-0-2 after 9 games, and then 8-0-2 after 10. The 2010, 98, 39, 45, 87, and 1960 were all 8-1. And along with this 2015 Howe Bulldog team. So senior night has concluded. They've had introduced their about 4,000 kids they have for seniors, which I guess is the entire school.
Pretty close.
I guess they're going to have to shut down the school next year because apparently there's no students left. They're all in the senior class. We will take a quick time out. When we come back, we'll have the coaches show here in just a moment. You'll get to listen to Zach Hudson and what he thinks about this football game coming up.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Welcome to the Bulldogs Coaches Show, featuring Howe Athletic Director and Head Coach Zach Hudson. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Joe Brown for Grayson County District Attorney. Coach, congratulations, district champs. Sometimes that can affect the seeding, and I guess that's a good thing for you, clinching the district championship.
It is. It helps you out in the first round. You pull the number 4 out of another district. After that, it turns into probably a number 1 out of someone else's district. We go back to kind of that district we played last year of Hughes Springs, and so actually I think it could be Hughes Springs or West Russ. So still some good football out there, and so it pull out of that district.
In order to win a state championship or get to the state championship, you got to play 16 games, and you're 13-3 in your last 16 games that you've played. That's a pretty good indicator that you've got a shot to get to the big game.
I think everybody's got a shot. As soon as you get in the playoffs, I feel like that's an important thing. You get in there, you got to get into the show to have a chance. And once you get there, anything can happen. And sometimes most athletic teams don't make it just because of something that happens for 1 week. And so you got to be focused every week. And I think our kids do a good job of that. I think they've bought into a system that is conducive to them and what they can do. And I think they're doing a great job right now.
25 head coaches in Howe history. That means they don't stay around very long. You're now in the top 5 in wins. Do you think about that and your legacy here in Howe?
I don't. If I was to leave a legacy, it'd be what these kids remember and the stories they can tell when they get out of here and they tell their kids. That's why we do it. That's the most important part. If it wasn't for the kids, we wouldn't have a job. So, I'd really want the kids to be able to turn around and be somebody that one day that they can say that our coaching staff affected their lives in a positive atmosphere.
Another shutout last Friday night. That's 3 in a row. Pretty impressive. And 2 takeaways from your cornerback safety secondary. Talk about Winston Moss. And I know we talked earlier in the year about how important he was to your defense and came up with a big pick.
Well, he's a different type safety. He's an outside linebacker type safety, and we use him in that sense. Levi and Seth play a lot of our coverage safety things, and so Winston, we tried to use him earlier, and I think he had a little hard time adjusting to that, where he was coming from different angles. But we always felt like that, he was where he needed to be, and we just had to get him there. And I think in the last 2 weeks we've seen a big change in him. I think he's feeling a lot more comfortable, and he's able to come from back there and make a lot of plays. He's done a great job of it, and I think he's feeling at home now a little bit.
We'll take a quick break and let Grayson County District Attorney tell you about his upcoming campaign.
It's a great place to live, and it's a place I want to make better. We have a theater here, we have a symphony, we have all of the amenities that make this a great place to live. How do we continue to progress as a community while still holding on to those conservative values that we grew up with? And it's a question that I ask myself. After 15 years in office, it's not just a job. It can't be. Megan and I have decided to raise our kids here. We're invested in this community. When I think about my older daughter playing sports, my younger daughter in theater, and think about what their life will be, I want them to have the same great experiences that I did growing up. And I want them to know that their dad did everything that he possibly could to keep this community safe, to make it a great place to grow up. Grayson County is growing. There's no way to deny that. And with that comes the opportunity for progress. Together, we can make sure it's the kind of progress that a community as great as ours deserves.
All right, Coach, since you've clinched the district championship, does that require any more focus on the kids' part, and maybe not looking down the road to the playoffs and having to reel them in and focus on Leonard?
As a coaching staff, I think our coaches as a whole have done a great job. We play week by week. We don't put film up on the opponent until Saturday. Whether we have the film or not, we don't put it up till Saturday. And once we're done with the game, we finish it with the kids at 11 o'clock on Saturday, and the film comes off, and we move on to the next opponent. So it doesn't matter who we're playing or when we're playing. And so I think that sets the tone for even the playoffs in this last week. We have a job to do, and that's to beat Leonard. And we know we're in the playoffs, so do they. So it's one of those games that it's the focus of the team, and we have to take care of our business first.
Swept the home schedule, only loss on the season at Pottsboro. Now you got to go on the road to Leonard. Any adjustments there mental-wise on going on the road?
I have found out here that these kids adjust well to the road. Sometimes they play better on the road due to the fact that I think that's because we travel to our home stadium, and so it doesn't affect them at all. It doesn't affect them at all when we go somewhere else. It's just a little time difference.
And Leonard, let's talk about them tonight. What do you think you'll see from them?
It could be a lot of different things, but field conditions being what they are, I think you're going to see some tight end, and they're going to run some option, just run some isolation plays at us, and see what they can get, and try to keep the ball in their hands as much as possible.
This has been the Bulldogs Coaches Show featuring Howe Athletic Director and Head Coach Zach Hudson. The Coaches Show is brought to you by Joe Brown for Grayson County District Attorney. In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Have you heard about the new coffee shop in downtown Van Alstyne? Curie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the new upscale coffee shop serving Van Alstyne, Howe, Anna, and surrounding areas. Curie's Coffee Company offers a wide variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Come visit Curie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office and mention this ad and get 50% off your first beverage. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Curie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3 G's in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic in Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players: go Bulldogs, fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. 'Cause it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Well, I believe we're having a little bit of trouble with the scoreboard tonight here at Tiger Stadium. This is an old stadium. They've played football here on this field for many years. The scoreboard, however, not that old. It appears to be fairly, updated fairly recently, but have yet to be able to turn that thing on, and they're having some trouble with it.
Had it on for just a second a minute ago, and then it went off. And it's kind of been acting up ever since.
The Bulldogs are wearing their white tops and black pants combination tonight with their black helmets. We haven't seen that a lot this year. Matter of fact, only once over in Lindsay, and Howe won wearing that combination this year. Last year, the Bulldogs were 2-1, or actually 1-1, wearing the black pants with the white tops. They got beat by Gunner over there and beat Bonham wearing this combination uniform. Now, normally Howe wears white on white when they're on the road. They got accustomed to last year in the playoffs wearing white on white quite a bit, and actually are 7-3 last year wearing the white on white combination over the past 2 years. Howe black and black. That's what you normally see at home. They swept the series wearing all black last year. Had a 2-3 record at home wearing that combination, but here on the road you'll have black pants, white tops, black helmets, and those jerseys will get a little dirty tonight because there is some mud on the field, especially the Dogs took a lot of time out there in pregame. They were out there quite a bit, and their end of the field is already looking pretty muddy over there.
It does look pretty rough.
The Bulldogs were warming up on the west side of this field that runs east and west, and it's just a lot. There's not much traction out there. You can tell it's going to be one of those nights in between the hash marks where it's going to be tough sledding. But that kind of game works good for Howe. They don't throw the football. They want to run in the mud. If there's an advantage in this football game, it's usually going to be Howe when you get on a sloppy field like this.
Right, because there's, we can run in this. You have to clean your cleats off a little bit, but you'll be all right. We'll get it done.
Let's go over the starting lineup for the Howe Bulldogs on offense. The left tackle, Mike Helpenstiel. The left guard, Hunter Morrow. The center, Clay Marshall. And the right guard, Tanner Hartsfield. Austin Bearden, the senior, is the right tackle. And the tight end, Matt Griffin, the junior. Seth Seabolt will be split out at times. And the slot back will be Stratton Carroll. Also, you'll see Cooper Akins there and Brent Masters. Quarterback, Brandon Wall, who is no longer the leading passer on the team.
Right.
Tyler Grisham last week threw a pass to Nick Wilson for 80 yards, which that surpasses Brandon Wall's 76 that he's thrown so far on 8 completions out of 13 attempts. Wall does have 2 touchdowns passing on the year, and he's also rushed for 313 yards and 2 touchdowns. Junior Jaden Matthews will be the running back tonight, or fullback rather, 102 carries, 791 yards, 9 touchdowns. He averages 7.25 yards per carry. His longest on the year, 62 yards last week, 14 carries for 72 yards. Also, the running back Tyler Grisham, 89 carries, 779 yards, 13 touchdowns. His longest on the year, 74. Last week, 10 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. And also now the leading passer on the team. I'll tell you what, let me give you Stratton Carroll's numbers. 52 carries, 412 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And let's go over this Leonard Tiger defense, Michael.
Strong safety Cody Jones, free safety Nathan Anderson, cornerback Colson Coley, middle linebacker Tanner Young, weak side linebacker Garrett Wisemer, cornerback Brex Sure, defensive end Byron Boland, defensive tackle Ian Jones, nose guard Ian Malden, defensive tackle Akeem Titus. Boy, I tell you what. And defensive end Happy Yard Lopez.
Up front as he slams it down.
Hey, it's okay. I'll get there.
Hey, Michael, you've been all day at the bazaar.
I have.
First United Methodist Church.
I have been hanging out with those ladies all day.
It'll make you crazy. Hey, been around all those pies and candy. By the way, before I give you the Howe defense, let's give a plug. Tomorrow, you need to go by the bazaar. It's open again tomorrow morning, right?
From 9 to 2.
And after that, you need to go save the church.
Yeah,
it's a barbecue. It starts at 6 o'clock. Live auction starts at about 6:45. And then you'll move on over to the EDC office downtown for a silent auction. And it's all, there's so many items in there.
Yeah, there are. There's a bunch in the auction. There's a bunch at the bazaar. Lots of good food.
Lots of good food.
Yeah.
Now, back to football. Let's go over the
back to football.
Starting defense for the Howe Bulldogs. Ty Portman, Joel Minivar, Tristan Matthews, and Mike Helpenstiel up front. Zach Blevins and Nick Wilson, the cornerbacks. The linebackers, Dylan Moreau, Andrew Griffin, Jacob Taylor, and Tyler Grisham. And the safeties, Winston Moss, who had a big pick last week, took it to the house, 65 yards. And Seth Seabolt, along with Levi Brzezinski, will switch in and out at safety there in coverage. As far as scores by quarter goes, Howe is outscoring their opponent in the first quarter 84-36. That's a nice, healthy margin to start the football game. But in the second quarter is when Howe is dominant. 117 points to only 21. That is just outright domination as the Leonard Tigers will come through their tunnel here on the near side as we are looking north from the press box. And they were in all blue. And that is royal blue and yellow.
Yes, it is.
I guess it's gold, but it's not the Vegas gold or the old gold. That is yellow gold. And here come the Bulldogs. the big Bulldog tunnel, the smoke. And the Dogs have come through and all on the field. Lining up for the coin toss. The captain's coming out. Levi Brzezinski, along with, look like Hunter Morrow and Stratton Carroll. And for the Leonard Tigers will be Colton Coley and Chase Taylor, along with Ryan Nixon, who does just about everything over here in Leonard, from baseball to basketball to football to whatever. I think if they had a, one of those badminton teams, he'd probably be all district badminton.
I was going to say, they covered him a lot during senior announcements.
Yeah, it took a while to go through his accomplishments here in Leonard. And Ryan Nixon is the quarterback for the Leonard Tigers tonight.
All right, we ready for that? Left tackle, Akeem Titus. Left guard, Michael Pruitt. Center, Chase Taylor. Right guard, Ian Molden. Right tackle, Preston Eves. Tight end, Byron Bolden. Wide receiver, Nathan Anderson. Quarterback, Ryan Nixon. Slot back, Brandon Benton. Fullback, Spencer Wright. And slot back, Colson Coley.
All right, let's see if we can listen in at all. There's the coin toss. It's up in the air. Now it lands. Ryan Nixon looking at it. And now the official talking to him. Now talking to Stratton Carroll a little bit. Carroll swaying side to side. Looks like Leonard has won the toss. They put their backs to the east end zone. And they will receive to start this football game. So Howe, you can imagine either a pooch kick or an onside kick will be coming up momentarily for Howe, as they will be kicking off first towards the east as this field runs east and west. And we will now, as you hear, we'll have the national anthem. It appears we will have some students. They have other students apparently other than seniors, because the elementary school is going to sing for us.
These are little students.
And with that, it is football time in Texas. We're just about to have Howe come on the field for the kickoff team, and Leonard will be receiving the football to start this game. Hello to Jim Honecker, celebrating his 82nd birthday, listening from West Virginia. And the grandson is a pretty good kicker on this football team. And I think I may have one record left I'd like to keep. But no, really, I'd love for that kid to bust it and hold every record they have here in Bulldog land, as the Bulldogs will come out on the field now, and Honecker will be teeing this one up, getting ready to kick this one away. Now we are looking north, so the Bulldogs are on our left. The Leonard Tigers will be moving right to left, as you can see this in your mind's eye here at Leonard Tiger Stadium.
Leonard Tigers, number 22, Brandon Big.
It looks like
number 6, J.J. Ryan, number 8, Ron
there's some athletes on the field here in
yes,
in Leonard land, and I can tell you that. Jeremiah Bryan is back deep to return this kick. He's going to stand at the 10-yard line, and he'll be flanked by Brandon Benton.
Looks like we still don't have a game clock, Monty.
Yeah, the clock is still not, the scoreboard's still not functioning. So the officials are going to have to either, one, keep time on the field, or two, just keep standing here until they get it fixed, which I don't think that's a very good idea.
No, let's get this thing started. Happy birthday, Mr. Honecker. I didn't get the opportunity. 82 years old. Man, that is cool.
That is cool. That's a very long, productive, healthy life.
Yes, sir.
From what I understand from his son, who's been so instrumental in this Howe Bulldog program, the president of the Athletic Booster Club.
Yes, sir.
It appears we will be keeping time on the field. So it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment up here.
Ooh, Mr. Steven. We may have to put Steven to work. He may have to keep time for us.
As we welcome Stephen Braswell into the booth after his Bulldog tunnel duties. And the Bulldogs now spreading out across the field. Honecker with the onside kick is going to go out of bounds. He just got a little bit low on the ball, didn't flip it over end on end. Kind of a low line drive kick just off the ground. And Leonard is going to look like they're going to take the penalty. And let's see where they mark this, because the official is coming up from the sideline at the 36-yard line. And now they'll mark it off, stepping 5 yards. So Leonard will take over to start this game at their own 41. Now this is going to be a miracle to try to keep up with the time on the field. We have no idea how much time is left. There's no clock. The scoreboard is not functioning. So here comes Leonard in shotgun formation. Ryan Nixon, their all-world quarterback and athlete, is in shotgun formation. Low snap. He digs it out, looks across the middle, fires across the middle, and it's almost intercepted. Levi Merzinski was right there, got his right paw on it, and knocked it down. It'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up.
Yeah, that Levi had good coverage on that.
Yeah, great coverage by the safeties, as Nick Wilson was also there, the cornerback, but Levi playing just superb coverage. Had the inside route, knocked it down. 2 receivers up top as Leonard moves right to left. Shotgun. Nixon runs out right side on the option. And he flips it out to his running back, who's going to gain 6 yards, and that's Brandon Brenton on the carry. The 155-pound senior will gain about 5.5, maybe 6 yards, just shy of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Levi Merzinski and Tanner Hartsfield in on the stop for the Bulldogs. Levi made initial contact, and Tanner took him to the ground. It's going to be a strange night, Monty. Got lights on, no lights on the scoreboard. We ain't done lights in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had lights on up here. Get a little bit of a glare off the windows, but as long as they fix that scoreboard, nobody cares.
Right.
All kinds of motion. Swinging gate coming on 3rd down rather, and 5. Look out here, and now flags will fly before this one gets underway. It might have been a timeout call. The Coach Hudson is screaming at the defense to either he was screaming good job or did you hear that? He said good job. Coach Hudson halfway out to the numbers, pumping his fists. I thought he was upset, but he was extremely happy. It was an offsides against Leonard. Delay of game against Leonard. So back it up 5. So it'll be 3rd and 10 coming up for the Tigers. Moving right to left. They break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Nixon in shotgun formation. Sends 2 receivers to the right. One man stands to his side, and that's Benton. And Nixon wants to throw right side, and it's caught first down. Right at the sticks by Byron Bolden, the tight end. I believe, nope, I take that back. That's going to be Garrett Wismer.
Like Winston Moss and Tanner Hartsfield in on the stop.
Wismer is 205 pounds, pretty tall, and a nice job there by the Tigers to move the sticks. 1st and 10 coming up. Ball placed at the Howe 48-yard line. It's a low snap. Nixon's going to have to dig it out. Turns and runs. Going to be caught in the backfield. Andrew Griffin and Tyler Grisham right there. And Jacob Taylor comes and jumps on the pile afterwards. A huge loss as the bad snap in the wet grounds causes, all kinds of havoc.
Oh, yeah.
And the Bulldogs take advantage of it. And when Nixon had to turn around after picking up the ball, he had one guy in particular right in his face, and that was Griffin.
Right.
So now we're looking at second down and about 25 for Leonard as the ball's all the way back to the 38-yard line in Leonard territory. Running the option, pitching it out to Benton. He's got some room. Flag down in the backfield, and Benton's going to gain about 10 yards, but let's check the flag in the backfield.
Andrew Griffin and Jacob Taylor made a stop for.
It's going to be a chop block against Leonard.
Right.
So wipe out that first down. We're going to back this one up.
We'll back that one up another 15, and we got a bunch to go.
Leonard has crossed Howe's territory, got all the way to the 48-yard line, and now we're going to have to move all the way back to the 33 is where this play will start. So Nixon in shotgun sends two receivers near side, now make it three. As a man comes across to the near side. One man in the backfield is Benton. Nixon wants it, gets it, looks left side, wants to throw left side, pumps, can't find anybody, now throws it and heaves it deep, and it's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice play by Winston Moss to knock the ball down. The intended receiver was Colson Coley. It was basically a Hail Mary pass down to the 41-yard line in Howe territory. Winston Moss read it perfectly, went up, knocked it down, made a great play, and Leonard facing a long situation here.
Third down and what, 3 miles?
It may be 4.
Woo, that's a long way to go.
This is where you miss the scoreboard because on the road especially, it's hard to see the sticks all the way across the field. Matter of fact, I don't even see the stick.
I see it. It says third down.
Here's Nixon rolling out near side, flushed out of the pocket, chased down by Tyler Grisham, throws it on the run, and it's intercepted. Zach Blevins steps out of bounds at the 49-yard line, but Blevins has his second pick in as many weeks, and the Bulldogs will take over at midfield.
That's a good. He read that just right. He couldn't have read that much better.
So no score early on, as I need to update our scoreboard already. I've been going on here with it's saying pregame, but it's actually the first quarter. And Howe's going to have the ball for the first time tonight at midfield. Moving left to right. White jerseys, black pants, black helmet. Stratton Carroll in motion. Wall's going to keep it. Running left side behind the left guard. Gains about a yard before being driven way back by 3 or 4 Leonard Tigers. They're gonna drive him back about 10 yards, but forward progress will get him about 2.5, maybe 3 yards. They're gonna spot the ball at the 50, but the line judge on the near side says bring it up. But the official saying no, the line judge says bring it up 2.5 yards. So now they'll move the football to the 48.
But,
a lot of moving around, moving parts on the field right now, and now the line judge finally says, okay, I'm happy. Ball spotted at the 48-yard line. Here's Stratton Carroll on the reverse to the far side, brought down after a gain of about 2, maybe 2. They'll spot the ball at the 45.
Ian Molden and Javier Lopez in on the stop for the Tigers. Boy, it does make it difficult not having a clock.
It really does. No score here at Tiger Stadium. And someone jumps off sides a little bit. and Howe's going to back this one up. Ball was at the 45, but the left side of the offensive line moved quickly and a little bit before the snap, so back that one up to the 50, and Howe's going to face a 3rd and 10 now instead of 3rd and 5. That's a critical penalty when you run this slot T offense. I'm not sure what that horn is, but I'd like for them to go maybe to the other end zone or something.
Right. I think it's one of them little kazoo things they have in soccer.
A little bit annoying. 3rd and 10, left to right. Man in motion is Carroll. And Wall's going to keep it left side. He's going to gain 2 yards. Brought down. Well, he's still fighting. They'll give him 4 yards to the 46, but that's it. It's going to be 4th down for Howe.
Ian Jones, Akeem Titus in on the stop for the Tigers.
And apparently they've given up on the scoreboard. And the lights are out, so we will go without a scoreboard tonight. 4th down for Howe. They will punt it away as Howe's going to go 4 and out here. The Tigers had about 6. They had 6 plays. It's going to be a fake punt. Tyler Grisham up the middle. He's going to be close to a 1st down. Inside the 40. Has the 1st down at the 38-yard line. A fake punt. It was like the Wildcat snapped straight to Tyler Grisham. He ran right over left tackle, enough for the 1st down. And here the Bulldogs are on the move.
Monty, if you have a Leonard roster, I need number 8.
Number 8.
Yes, sir.
Ronnie Hart.
Ronnie Hart.
That
Ronnie Hart.
That sounds like an 80s wrestler.
Ronnie Hart was a gentleman that made the stop.
1st and 10. Here's Grisham up the middle. He'll gain 4 at least. They push him back now. Forward progress takes him to the 33-yard line. A gain of 5.
Ryan Nixon and Garrett Wismer in on the stop for the Tigers.
So Howe now trying to do what they do and wear down the defense as a fresh set of downs after a huge fake punt. As here's Wall under center, handoff right side. Matthews met immediately, but he surges. Well, no, I think he's going to. There's that Griffin, Andrew Griffin on the carry, and he will go almost nowhere. They'll spot him at the 30. About the 32 and a half, maybe a gain of a half yard. And another big 3rd down coming up for Howe. Clay Marshall comes up to the line of scrimmage. Stratton Carroll's going to be split out wide to the right. And Andrew Griffin jumps. So another 3rd down penalty. So instead of 3rd and 5, it's going to be 3rd and 10. Griffin checks out. And Jaden Matthews checks into the game. He'll spot it right at the 38-yard line, 37-yard line, 37 and a half, we'll call it. Basically a 3rd and 10 coming up for Howe. No score here in Leonard. In the 1st quarter, we have no clock. Scoreboard is malfunctioned tonight. Wall under center, hands off reverse near side. Stratton Carroll breaks a tackle and makes his way to the 32-yard line, a gain of 5. So here's another 4th down situation for the Bulldogs. And Zach Hudson, do you fake punt it again? Do you just go for it? Do you punt it?
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. The Riverboat Gambler loves to go for it in these situations, and I think that's what's going to happen here. Landry Elvington bringing in the play.
We've seen this several times this year.
That Stratton Carroll reverse has not worked as it did a year ago, at least with Carroll in there, seemingly. As this is going to be a handoff, Jaden Matthews left side. He's going to be very, very close, and I believe he has the 1st down. We'll check the spot. The ball rests at the 26-yard line, and that's enough to move the sticks. Just another, just a tremendous job of just barely getting enough to keep the sticks moving.
Yeah, following that left side of that offensive line, and that's a great group of guys to follow.
7th play of the drive. This is a handoff to Matthews up the middle. Not much doing there. is you got to hang on to the football. He does a good job of that after gaining maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage for sure. They'll spot the ball at the 22-yard line. Gain of 4.
Javier Lopez and Byron Boland made the stop for the Tigers.
Zach Blevins checks into the game. Wall now with the play. Breaks the huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage. Matthews and Grisham in the backfield. This is going to be Grisham over left tackle. Escapes one defender, escapes two defenders. Now pushing and fighting his way towards that second stick, but he's going to be a little bit short as the line judge says 19-yard line.
Tanner Young, Garrett Wismer made the stop for the Tigers. Tyler followed a block of Tanner Hartsfield.
This is the 9th play of this drive. Wall under center, and he will hand off left side. Tyler Grisham fighting forward and just has enough for the first down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
You know, that's what we got to do, just pound the ball. How long as Howe's running that ball and holding that, controlling the game, we're good to go. Javier Lopez, Tanner Young made the stop.
The only thing that's kept Howe from moving 5 yards at a time basically is the false start.
Right.
We got to do something about the kazoo. Wall will hand off. Matthews, right guard, gains 1, maybe 2. It looked for a moment. Oh, Matthews is still going.
Yeah.
That kid will never stop moving his feet, and then he bangs his way down to the 5-yard line.
Following a block of Matt Griffin and Austin Beard.
I thought it was a gain of, I thought it was a gain of 1. It ended up being 3.
Akeem Titus and Cody Jones made the stop.
Elvington will be split out wide left. Not wide left, but flankered out to the left. Matthews, the lone back, 2 slots. Carroll goes in motion, and he gets the hand coming to the far side. Jumps over one defender, bangs into another when it goes down after a 2-yard gain on that very far side. Looking for that east end zone as the Bulldogs are knocking on the door inside the 10-yard line to about the 8. And that's where the line judge says they'll be spotted here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Great block by Jaden Matthews that got him loose and got him 5 yards.
12th play of the drive. And we've got to be nearing the end of the first quarter. Of course,
got to be close.
No clock tonight, no scoreboard, so we don't know exactly how much time's on the clock. But we do know this is the 12th play, and Howe's knocking on the door. Man in motion is Brett Masters. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Tyler Grisham, and he surges forward. A gain of about 2 or 3, enough for the first down. That's Jaden Matthews on the carry, rather.
Jaden Matthews following a tremendous block from Tyler Grisham.
So Matthews will get the Bulldogs within a 1st and goal situation now, where the ball is spotted at I think the 3.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Maybe the 2. 13th play of the drive. Wall under center. Will he keep it? Man in motion. And he's going to hand off Matthews, left guard. It's touchdown time in Texas. What a drive.
Good job pulling guards. Good job, Jaden Matthews.
13 plays. We have no idea how much time because of the scoreboard malfunction, but that's a long drive, and that's a very, very impressive drive. And the key part of that drive was the fake punt to Tyler Grisham, who got just enough for the first down, which seemed like 30 minutes ago.
Right.
Here's Honecker on for the PAT. Again, happy birthday to his grandfather in West Virginia. Listen tonight, it's his 82nd birthday, and the grandson kicks one through. It's 7-0. Howe in the lead. We'll be back in just a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
2 new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Hanning Street. These 2 antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Welcome back as the Bulldogs are heading back on the field. So 7-0, Howe leads. Sorry if we had a message that there was no audio for a moment, but I don't understand why, because it appears like everything's moving in good formation, at least up here in the press box and down on the field, as Howe caps off a 13-play drive that went 50 yards.
50 yards, good number.
And Matthews took it over from 2 yards out. So no time. We don't know how much time's on the clock, but we do know
they've run so much time off the clock we wore it out.
Well, Honaker is going to kick another onside kick, and Seabolt gets it.
It looks like we may have recovered it.
A masterful onside kick, and Howe has recovered at the 41-yard line of Leonard. They knew it was coming, and Seabolt dove and caught the ball about a yard off the ground. And Seabolt, a very tall individual, when he dives and his long arms, has the ability to go get to the football where some other guys can't. And he came up with that football right at the 41. Great kick by Honaker.
It was a good job.
So here comes Howe again after the onside. And here's Carroll in motion. This is going to be Jaden Matthews, right side, bangs a defender and down at the 37-yard line.
You know, those yards he's getting off his pulling guard, Tanner Hartsfield. He does a lot of pulling during the game, and he cleaned a good hole out there.
It'll be, looks like second down and about 6 now for Howe coming up. Everybody tight. You can throw a blanket on the offense. Here's Carroll, left side's got some room. Look out. Oh, tripped up at the 30. Right at the 27-yard line by the shoestrings. Carroll would have been gone.
Garrett Wismer made the stop. He had Stratton had a hold of Morrow's jersey, and he was following him up the field.
That's the formation you talk about, that you could throw a little blanket over everybody there.
Everybody was right there.
Apparently, that is the end of the first quarter, I guess.
Called timeout. Leonard called
a timeout. We'll take 1-2. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime, 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender's has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
Andrew Griffin on the carry, and he'll gain maybe 2 or 3 yards, actually more than that.
Nathan Anderson, Garrett Wismer made the stop.
They'll spot the ball at the 22-yard line, so call it a 5-yard gain by Griffin, and that'll bring up a third. Is that third? And that's second down and short.
Second and short.
And here comes Wall and company. Man in motion, and this is going to be Griffin again. He slips down. And a flag down. A man went in motion, and he slipped and fell down. And I couldn't see whether that was Carroll.
Yeah, he slipped when he went in motion.
And I think they're going to call a penalty on Carroll for slipping and falling down. Oh, it's going to be a hold, as our Stephen Braswell tells us up here in the booth. It's going to be a hold against Howe.
The headset come off, and Coach Hudson was out past the 40.
You don't want to see the headset off.
No, sir, you sure don't.
Ball spotted at the 31. And this will be a handoff up the middle. and a gain down to the 24-yard line. So call it about a 7-yard gain by Stratton Carroll. And now the Bulldogs again facing a long situation as
Tanner Young made the stop. You know, this is a great block by Hunter Morrow.
3rd and 5. Those pulling guards are so important. And everybody talks about, well, Howe's offensive line, they're so little, but that's not the key here. It's quickness.
Right.
Carroll goes in motion, and a man moves again. And I'm not sure what's going on, but it's going to be a false start. So instead, here we go again. Instead of 3rd and 5, it's going to be 3rd and 10. I believe this is the 3rd time we've seen this tonight from the Bulldogs, yet they keep somehow overcoming these mistakes to this point. They're going to have to figure this out pretty soon.
Yeah, I think unfortunately that was just Stratton. He slipped, and when he slipped, he kind of made that little move, and I think that's what they called him on.
This appears probably most likely to be the last time Howe will play on grass this season.
I think the quarter's over.
Okay, we're going to call that a quarter. So, with that, Howe's leading 7-0 into the first quarter. We'll be back in just a few moments.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, it's something they can be proud of.
The Howe Enterprise has served the hometown news since 1963. Since then, the Bulldogs have won 8 district, 8 by-district, 4 area championships, and 1 regional title. We've covered 14 different head coaches during that time. The Howe Enterprise has been with the Bulldogs for 52 years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at howenterprise.com.
And now we hit the second quarter as Leonard's already on the field waiting for Howe, and here they come. Howe leading 7-0. Now flip it around and moving right to left towards the west end zone, covered by all of those. Are those cedar trees? I'm not sure they're cedar trees.
Well, yeah, I think they are.
Here's Wall, sends a man in motion. That's Carroll. And they're going to hand off to Andrew Griffin, running left guard. Shoves the man down. Look out, 20 to the 15 to the 10. Kiss Andrew Griffin goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas as he stiff arms one of his own guys to the ground. Just says, get out of my way. I'm headed to the end zone. It's 13-0 Howe winning this PAT.
And actually, that was the pulling guard that he pushed to the ground. There's so much quickness on this team. These boys, all of them are so quick.
So here's Honecker on for his second PAT attempt tonight. So far, perfect. And the ball's on the tee. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-0 Howe in the lead as we are just now entering the second quarter. Be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
Here we are at Tiger Stadium where Howe leads 14-0 as we are in the very early stages of the second quarter. No scoreboard tonight as here's another onside kick. This one's beautiful, but it's going to be fielded as almost beautiful by the Leonard Tigers, and that's going to be Ian Jones who jumped on the football and secured it for the Tigers. They'll have the football for the first time in a long time, and they'll be moving left to right here on this mud-soaked field. Not as muddy as it was a few weeks ago, but still, this is
still pretty muddy.
It's it's green turning brown.
Right. I wonder if they got as much rain as we did last night.
I'm not sure. Let's see. Leonard's going to start at their own 46-yard line, and Nixon runs the ball over left guard and is met hard by Jacob Taylor.
Jacob Taylor, Andrew Griffin, Tanner Hartsfield.
It's going to be a gain of 2 up to the 48. So Howe just capped off a 6-play, 41-yard drive that Andrew Griffin took it the last 24 yards of the drive, and now lead 14-0. Second down and 8 coming up for Leonard. 2 receivers near side. Nixon shotgun rolling right, wants to throw, and it is going to be tipped and incomplete. Tyler Grisham, the linebacker, just got his left hand up there to knock it down just enough to distract the flight pattern, and it's going to be 3rd and 8 for Leonard.
You know, it's one of them passes you don't want to throw out there too many times because they will pick it off and go the other way with it. We've seen that several times this year.
What we have seen several times tonight is Andrew Griffin running the football. Haven't seen that a lot this year, but have seen it quite a bit tonight.
So that makes my Andrew Griffin jersey go up.
Here's the reverse and the end-around pass, and it's going to be caught at the 27-yard line. Doing the passing on the end-around reverse is going to be Breck Schur, who came around from his slot position on the left side, took the toss behind the line of scrimmage, decided to come up and throw the football down the field, and he did, and he hit Byron Bolin in stride. It was pretty good coverage by the Bulldogs, but the trick play and a perfect pass brings Leonard down inside the Bulldog 30 to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, it was good coverage by Nick Wilson, and just one of them things.
Here's Nixon going to carry it for no gain. They'll actually give him a yard to the 26.
Tanner Hartsfield and Jacob Taylor made the stop.
I've never been a fan of the shotgun formation for one, especially in high school.
Right.
But when you want to run the ball with the quarterback out of the shotgun, he's already 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage. So a 6-yard gain for the quarterback is actually 1, and here he's going to run again to the left side. He'll cut it up, and now is brought down after about a 2-yard gain. So 3rd and 5 coming up for Leonard at the 22-yard line.
Tanner Hartsfield, Tristan Matthews, and Tyler Grisham all in the general vicinity made the stop.
We're going to call this 3rd and a long 4 from the 22-yard line. Benton standing to the right side of Nixon. Has 2 receivers out to the far right side. Nixon rolls that way, looks that way, throws that way, and it's going to be caught at the 10-yard line and brought down by Nick Wilson at the 10, and that's going to be the receiver for Leonard, which is Garrett Wismer making the catch, and a first down for Leonard as they're moving the football now by the way of the air as they'll spot the ball at the 10-yard line. 6th play of the drive coming up for the Tigers as they're knocking on the door trying to score here against the Bulldogs, who have not given up a point in 3 weeks. Nixon running to the right side, following his blocker into the end zone. He's going to score a 10-yard touchdown. That's the first points Howe's giving up in 3 weeks.
All right, he went right up the middle, following his block.
So Nixon puts Leonard on the board for the first time tonight. They trail 14-6, awaiting this PAT. They'll line up in the swinging gate. And apparently they're going to kick it now.
Looks like Ronnie Hart may be the kicker.
Hart will do the kicking, and it'll be Ryan Nixon doing the holding. Who else? And snaps back. It's on the tee. The kick is up. Low kick, and it does wibble through. 14-7. Howe still in the lead, but give up a touchdown. The first one in a long time by the Bulldogs. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Have you heard about the new coffee shop in downtown Van Alstyne? Curie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the new upscale coffee shop serving Van Alstyne, Howe, Anna, and surrounding areas. Curie's Coffee Company offers a wide variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Come visit Curie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office and mention this ad and get 50% off your first beverage. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Curie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
Here we are in Leonard, 14-7, as the Tigers have just scored for the first time tonight. And here in the second quarter, we have no clock.
Boy, what a kickoff. Man, that's a good big kicker.
As the Leonard Tigers fake the Quail onside, and now they'll spread out. Everybody, four close on the near side, 4 close on the far side. They fake and now squib it down the field. It's going to be caught on the run by Jaden Matthews. He's got midfield, lowers his shoulder, and bangs his way down to the 46-yard line in Tiger territory, and that's not a good way to start if you're on defense against the Bulldogs, having them in your side of the field to start a drive, and that's what will happen here as Howe will take over at the Leonard 46 to start this drive, leading 14-7 here at Tiger Stadium.
Yeah.
Again, we don't know what time it is on the clock because the scoreboard is not in function tonight. Here's Tyler Grisham, and he puts his hand on the back of one lineman and feels his way for about 8 yards to the 39-yard line.
Tanner Young and Cody Jones made a stop for the Tigers. I bet you that lineman that he put his hand on, you don't know who he was. Tanner Hartsfield, pulling guard.
It wouldn't surprise me a bit.
He pulls and they grab a hold, and here we go.
If you're going to be in this offense, you're going to play an offensive line, you've got to be quick. And again, another false start against Howe.
Yeah, it looked like Austin Bearden may have jumped.
That's the third false start so far tonight against Howe, and we're in the early stages of the second quarter, about midway through.
Well, we think we are.
Well, we think, yeah. What was a second down and 3 is now turned into a second down and 8. So, ball spotted at the 44 instead of the 39. Carroll goes in motion. Wall wants to throw, almost slips and falls down, and now does after he throws, heaves it up. It's almost intercepted, and it finally falls to the ground. 3 defenders were in the area of Tyler Grisham as they read it perfectly, but it falls incomplete. I saw the scoreboard come on for a second.
I'm not real sure what happened. They stomped their feet over there, and the scoreboard come on.
Something happened, and the scoreboard came on for a second.
Right, they got excited over in that booth, and the scoreboard popped on.
Well, it'll be 3rd and 8 as we're back to action here.
Wow.
That was a struggle of a play to begin with, as Wall almost fell down as he was throwing the ball, and then when he did throw it, he did fall down. Not the greatest of footing out there on this field. Here is Stratton Carroll, who does fall down. He gets the handoff, tries to turn the corner, and his foot falls out from underneath him. It's going to be 4th down and 6 coming up for Howe at the 43-yard line.
Javier Lopez made the stop, and I hope I'm saying that right.
Javier Lopez.
Javier, well, that's close.
Yeah, that's
Javier.
That's the catcher for the Braves many years ago, Javier Lopez.
Yeah.
4th down and 6, and now the Riverboat Gambler calls a timeout. Lets the clock go down as far as he can, calls a timeout, and we'll see what happens here when we come back with more Howe Bulldog football in just a moment.
God, guts, and game. That's the 3 G's in 3G brand. 3G Brands handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, guts, and game.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Well, it's 14-7. Howe in the lead here, and Leonard. We've got a tie ball game between Edgewood and Grand Saline, who Howe's keeping an eye on for next week. That game plays heavy implications in what happens next week with Howe. Here's Carroll trying to take it to the far corner. Flags down everywhere. He has the first down and more. Look out to the 20 and steps out of bounds at about the 17-yard line, but let's check the flag. There's 2 of them down. It's going to be holding against Howe. Bring this one back. So instead of a 4th down conversion for a huge run, it's going to go all for naught and be a spot foul, and Howe's going to have to punt the football here.
Yeah, it looked like our right guard was holding on that outside.
So now Howe will punt for the first time. And the ball will be spotted at the 48-yard line in Leonard territory. So here goes Nick Wilson back to stand at his own 36-yard line. And Ryan Nixon will try to return this high spiraling end-over-end kick. He can't be spiraling and end-over-end. It's a wobbly kick that bounces and kind of sticks in the mud at about the 25-yard line, and that's where Leonard will take over from their own. I think that's the 25. It's getting a little muddy on that far side. Let's see.
I believe in looking, I've been watching, I think there's somebody working on the scoreboard.
Yeah, there's ladders over there.
A couple of guys looking up anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's somebody up there, but somebody's looking up.
Ball spotted at the 24. So 1st and 10 for Leonard at their own 24. Shotgun formation. 3 men in the backfield. Nixon's going to run it over left guard. He's brought down hard after about a 2 or 3 yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 8 coming up.
Tanner Hartsfield looked like was in on the stop. Tanner Hartsfield and Andrew Griffin.
I believe Griffin is the one that laid the hammer down and kind of took Nixon to the woodshed right there.
That's Griffin being a Griffin.
Griffin, all Griffin.
That's right.
2nd down and
all Griffin all the time.
7 yards coming up. Getting 3 on that play before being knocked down hard. Same formation. Nixon wants to throw. Pumps now, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught and escapes Nick Wilson. Jumps over Nick Wilson to the 47-yard line. On the reception is Nathan Anderson for Leonard. So Wilson was playing off. He wasn't playing very tight coverage. Gave a lot of space there, and they ran an in route with Anderson, who had plenty of room. And when he caught the ball, still had to escape Wilson, but he just flanked him down a little bit. 1st and 10. Nixon will run straight up the middle. He's got some room, and a 1st down in Howe territory to the 45-yard line.
Zach Blevins made a stop for the Bulldogs. I was watching these Miss Kirby and these cheer group come up. You know, our little walkway over here ain't got no bottom in it. It looks like there's nothing there.
It wasn't enough for a first, so it's 2nd down and 1. Nixon wants to throw deep down the field, looking for Anderson. It is almost intercepted. Anderson grabbed Wilson and threw him down to the ground. It looked like Wilson had the pick. Anderson grabbed him and threw him at the same time. They called no interference, no flags down. Apparently it was clean. Wow. That was very, very close to pass interference.
We're stopping play. Did somebody throw a challenge flag?
That's one you would think the little red flag, would come from the sidelines. Of course, pass interference isn't a challengeable flag anyway, but, man, that one was very, very close. Anderson did the smart thing, trying to keep the interception from happening, but he was just a little bit early, but apparently the officials didn't think so. 3rd down and 1. Nixon's going to run for the first down. He's got it by about a yard. They'll spot the ball at the 42-yard line.
Tristan Matthews in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
6th play of the drive coming up for Leonard here as the new fresh set of downs, moving left to right in their royal blue uniforms, tops and bottoms and helmet. Now, the back of their helmet is that yellow gold.
Right there, and it is gold.
It is. And here's Nixon up the middle. Will surge forward, maybe a yard. Brought down by almost every white jersey imaginable on the field.
Heppenstall, Tristan Matthews, Jacob Taylor.
I believe Taylor was the first one there and the last one up.
Dylan Moreau.
2nd down and 8 coming up for Leonard, as Moreau will now check out of the game and Hartsfield will check in. 2 receivers out to the near side. Anderson along with Coley. Nixon wants it. Looks out right side. Now sets up the screen to the backside. And lots of room there, but brought down and played nicely after about a 6-yard gain short of the first down. It was Byron Bolin, the tight end, who made the catch on the backside swing pass. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 situation for Leonard.
Tanner Hartsfield and Levi Merzinski in on the stop.
So 3rd down and 2. As Anderson will be split out wide to the left. Nixon turns around and talks to one of his running backs. And apparently Nixon's going to keep it. Trying to get the first down is going to be very close. They're going to spot the ball close to the 34-yard line, and that's about where they needed to get the first. This one may be a chain pull. We'll have to see.
Joel Minivar and Jacob Taylor in on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 34.
I don't know. Whatever it was, Coach Hudson was disgusted with it, just kind of threw them off.
I believe they're going to pull this. They are. They're going to pull the chains here. We have a horrible angle, I'll just tell you, but it looks like a first down to me.
Horrible angle, no clock. Glare off the windows. We just might as well go home.
Well, we have the bazaar tomorrow.
I know.
Save the church tomorrow. So we've got lots of things to do.
We do have lots of
things.
Hey,
you want to help me move an organ, by the way?
Oh, well, wait.
Tomorrow morning? No. Okay, Stephen Braswell says an inch. We'll see.
You know, he was pretty close last week with an inch.
It looks like it's going to be a first down by quite a bit. Half of the football, and it is.
Okay, so are you buying the
an inch?
An inch?
So first down for Leonard coming up.
Where are you moving the organ to?
To the fire department.
Whew.
I know. I got to somehow.
Can we like roll it down the street?
I got to somehow. I haven't even asked my dad yet if I can borrow his trailer. He's probably listening right now.
Hey, Dad.
And I don't know if we can get it out of the mud, to be honest with you.
Right, that's true.
So ball now at the 34-yard line.
1st and 10.
Nixon in shotgun formation. And low snap. He wants to throw. Drops back 3 steps. Looks out right side. Has a man Coley wide open. And he's going to step out of bounds and be pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line by Nick Wilson.
Not sure why Nick was playing so far off.
Well, that's a couple of times now that the wide receivers have made the catch on the near side. And that'll be another first down for Leonard. Ball will be spotted just inside the 20-yard line at the 19.
Do we even know how much time's left?
I have no idea, but this is the 8th play of the drive. As Leonard looking to tie the game here. Inside the 20. Nixon wants to run. Left side. Going to be brought down. No. A missed tackle in the backfield. Nixon turns around, runs the other way. Now a flag down. And a fumble! The ball's on the turf. Recovered by Howe. And let's check the flag. It was recovered by Heppenstall. It's going to go against Leonard. Howe's going to have the football at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that was a That was a good shot by Mike Heppenstall.
He recovered the ball right at the 15. So Nixon did a great job escaping one tackle on the far side, turned around Tony Dorsett style, came all the way to the near side, was met hard and fumbled the football at the 15. Meanwhile, there was a flag down. They'll obviously wave that off. It was a holding call against Leonard. That one, Howe says, we don't care about that. We'll let you have that. Let's take the football. And that's what they're going to do. As now Howe starts at their own 15. Moving right to left. Not sure how much time's on the clock. Can't be a lot. Wall goes under center. Kind of an I formation look. Now a normal slot T formation. Wall. On the reverse comes Brent Masters to the far side. And one defender has one leg and pushes him back a little bit. A gain up to about the 16.5-yard line. So maybe a gain of 1 on the play. A very costly fumble by Ryan Nixon, as Leonard looked like they were about to try to tie this football game up.
Yeah, they were headed that direction.
So third play of this drive, and Masters goes in motion, handoff Matthews over right tackle, escaping defenders, escaping more tackles, still churning for a first down past the 30 to the 31-yard line. A great run of 15 yards.
Coley and Javier Lopez in on the stop.
Matthews, just one of those, he just never, ever quits moving his feet. Fresh set of downs for Howe, right to left, man in motion. It's going to be Masters. They're going to hand to Grisham going the other way. He's got some room. He's got 10. He's got more than that. Slung down finally at the 48-yard line. They'll call it the 47.
Great block by, again, Tanner Hartsfield.
Howe on the move again. Quickly moving. We must have a quick clock. And now a timeout, I believe, has been called. We'll have to check. Officials will stop play here. It may be official timeout to find out how much time is left. Now, I would imagine that there would be enough. There would be an official timeout to at least explain to the coaches what they're looking at. So the ball spotted at the 47-yard line in Howe territory. Masters on the reverse, looking far side, jumps one defender, spins out of another one. Inside Leonard territory to the 49-yard line, gain of 3.
And I'm sorry, Monty, I didn't see how that developed. I'm too busy watching Austin Bearden and Akeem Titus over here. We're getting a little extracurricular going on with them two.
Tell me more about that. That's great stuff. I want to know what's going on down there on that line, those battles in those trenches. Here's his handoff, right side. Jaden Matthews fighting forward towards that first down marker. He's going to be very close. They may have to pull the chains on this one. They'll spot the ball at the 43-yard line, and that's right at the marker.
Yeah, that's pretty close. You know how them linemen are. They get to talking and jawing each other, and I've been watching them the last 3 or 4 downs, and there's a little extracurricular pushing, shoving, and carrying on, going on between the two.
6th play of the drive, handoff, Tyler Grisham, left side, and he's brought down almost immediately. A gain of 2 on forward progress, but not much after that. Well, they'll actually just give him 1 to the 42.
Byron Boland and Ian Molden in on the stop for the Tigers.
Now a big third down situation coming up, and some more scoreboard work over here on the near side, so we'll see if they can get that going. 2nd down and 9. And this is going to be Masters on the reverse to the far side. Escapes one defender, finally brought down by the linebacker after about a 5-yard gain. They'll spot the ball at the 37-yard line.
Yeah, we still got this activity going on. We're going to keep an eye on it.
Howe in hurry-up formation. As now there's a handoff, first man through. Matthews are going to probably have to call a timeout after this one. Ball's going to rest at the 35, just shy of the 35 at the 36. Timeout's been called by Howe. We will take 1-2 back in a moment.
2 new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haney Street. These 2 antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Well, the guys are working on the scoreboard. Maybe we'll get that figured out here pretty quickly. In the meantime, it's 4th down and 2. And Howe, apparently with not much time left on the clock. And here we go. The 9th play of the drive coming up. It's going to be a handoff right side. Matthews has the first down and now is thrown backwards behind the sticks, but forward progress will get him to the 32-yard line, and that's enough to move him. So the 10th play of the drive coming up, as Howe is waiting for the official to put the ball on the turf. It's actually closer to the 31-yard line. Wall, Masters on the reverse. Nowhere to go, right in the middle of the mud. He spins out for about a 3-yard gain to the 28.
You know, that's a good place to play, but God, it's nasty.
That is a very bad part of the field to be trying to do anything with. They're going to move the ball on the right hash and change footballs. As I'm telling you, where Howe was warming up, and we told you in the pregame, now they're going to move it over to the other hash, away from the mud, as far as they can away from that mud, because it is bad. It's actually going to be spotted in the very middle of the field. Excuse me. Man in motion. Wall is going to hand off to that man in motion. Coming near side is going to be Masters. He's got the 30 to the 25, knocked out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
It was a great block by Griffin and out here on this outside edge.
So that's going to be about a yard shy, call it 3 yards shy of the first down. Ball spotted at the 26. Howe trying to get in the end zone right here before the half. We have no idea how much time is left on the clock.
Yeah, that was a good block by Morrow out here on this outside edge that freed him up.
Now here comes Howe. Wall is going to keep it, wants to throw the football down the right side of the field, looking for Blevins in the end zone. It is touchdown time in Texas! My goodness! Brandon Wall throws it in the mud, about to fall down, hits Zach Blevins in stride, and Howe is on the board right before the half.
Good job, good job.
26-yard strike.
That was a good pass, too.
And Wall, once again, is now the leading passer on the team.
Yeah, he said, Tyler Grisham, you can't have him. I want him back.
Wow.
Oh, we went for 2.
And the Bulldogs trying to go for 2 is going to be down. And looks like Wall was brought down. His knee hit the ground, so no good there. Hope that doesn't come back to bite the Bulldogs.
Headset come off, the hat come off, and Hudson met him on the field.
Howe's on the board. 20-7, leading here right before the half. Back in a moment.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime. 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
What is Cavender Home Theater? Do we only do those big fancy media rooms? Heck no. We started in 1978 installing TV antennas. Guess what? We still do and get over 40 Dallas channels that way for our customers. Along the way, we had requests to install speakers, mount TVs, or install dish, so now we do it all. From hooking up a TV with a soundbar to whole house audio with all the bells and whistles. Visit CavenderHT.com to see all we have to offer or call 903-892-3499.
Well, Tiger Stadium, Howe goes up 20-7 after the 26-yard touchdown pass for Brandon Wall to Zach Blevins. Have a game, Zach Blevins.
Yeah, that's a good job.
Touchdown reception and an interception on the night.
I'm beginning to wonder if this second quarter is ever going to end.
There's a 12-play drive. How they have the football, and they do on the onside kick.
Good job, Bryce Honaker. Way to be their masters. I don't know, that's Jaden Matthews.
Jaden Matthews comes up with the football on the Leonard side of the midfield stripe at the 48-yard line, and Howe's going to have another shot right here before the half. And you know, when you have a great defense, and the Bulldogs believe they do, you can give away the short field at times if you believe you can stop them anyway. And when you can do that, it allows you to onside kick all the time. And the Bulldogs have gone into that mode, starting now at the 48-yard line in Leonard territory, man in motion. And this is going to be a handoff. Tyler Grisham running around the right side. He gains about 5 yards, brought down to the 45-yard line. Going to actually be a gain of about 2. And I believe a timeout's been called.
Garrett Wiseman and Nixon made the stop for the Tigers.
We're going to keep it right here as look like a 3-yard gain. They actually spotted the ball at the 47 to start the drive. So instead of the 48, and now a 3-yard gain by Grisham puts the ball at the 44. And again, we'd love to know how much time is left before the half. We have no idea. The scoreboard is not operating tonight. And the officials are keeping the time down on the field, but we do know this. Howe's leading 20-7 here right before the half. A lot of timeouts have been called right here before the half.
Stephen Braswell's looking like he's going to try to check. They don't know either. I'm telling you, it's a struggle.
Yeah, and there are ladders down there at the scoreboard. They're trying to get things fixed. It's second down as we come back. Second down and 7 for the Bulldogs. And is it time for Tyler Grisham to take back the leading passer role? This is going to be Wall wanting to throw it again. Looking out right side now, he's going to keep it. He's got some room and a first down. He's got some more rooms. He gets out of bounds, I believe, at about the 32-yard line. If he was able to get out of bounds, that's brilliant for the Bulldogs.
Okay, I think the quarter's over.
Yeah, I don't think he was able to get out of bounds. That's going to be the end of the first half, and a pretty good one by the Howe Bulldogs. We'll recap it here in just a moment from Tiger Stadium as the Bulldogs lead 20-7. Back in a moment with the halftime show.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Welcome back to Tiger Stadium as the Howe Bulldog Pride of Howe marching band about to take the field and have their performance. We will let you listen to that, and then we will come back and recap the first half. And it's a 20-7 lead by Howe here at the half, and here's the Howe band. We think. Any moment.
Here they come.
Here they go.
Have you heard about the new coffee shop in downtown Van Alstyne? Curie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the new upscale coffee shop serving Van Alstyne, Howe, Anna, and surrounding areas. Curie's Coffee Company offers a wide variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Come visit Curie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office and mention this ad and get 50% off your first beverage. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Curie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3Gs and 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. 'Cause it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haney Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Well, we're at halftime, we think.
Yeah. We're gonna guess maybe.
Well, again, we've harped on this all night. The scoreboard is not working. We know. We've probably been saying that too much tonight. But what we do know is the tally of the score, and that is 20-7. Howe in the lead here over Leonard here at Tiger Stadium. Let's start and recap this one as Leonard won the coin toss, and they elected to receive. They started the ball at their own 41-yard line after Bryce Honecker kicked it out of bounds, and that drive resulted in a Zach Blevins interception of Ryan Nixon to give Howe the ball right at the 50-yard line. And all Howe did was keep the ball for what seemed like the entire first quarter. And the key play of that drive, which was, let me get out my calculator, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-play drive, 13 plays and 50 yards on the drive. The key play was the fake punt that was snapped directly to Tyler Grisham, and he got just enough for the first down. After that, Howe had about another probably, I think, 9 plays after that to finally punch it in the end zone. And it was Jaden Matthews who scored from 2 yards out to give Howe the first lead of the night. And Bryce Honecker kicked the PAT to make it 7-0 with we don't know on the clock left in the first quarter.
We don't know. That's kind of like who's on first.
Yeah. And then Honecker with another onside kick. This one's successful, a brilliant one. And matter of fact, it was Seabolt. Let me make me a note here. Seth Seabolt recovered it, and Howe started at the Leonard 41-yard line. And all Howe did there was go 6 plays and 41 yards, and it was a 24-yard touchdown run by Andrew Griffin to cap that one off and give Howe the 14-0 lead in the first quarter. Actually, that was into the second quarter when Griffin scored. I believe it might have been the first play of the second quarter, I think, that Griffin scored on to give Howe the 14-0 lead. And then Leonard took over at their own 46-yard line. And due to a trick play, and that was the key play in that drive. It was a halfback pass where Breck Schur took the reverse toss and threw it down the field for his wide receiver, Byron Boland, who made the catch all the way down the field to about the 22-yard line. And that really put Leonard in good shape for the first time this evening, as it ended up being a 10-yard touchdown by the quarterback Ryan Nixon to get the Leonard Tigers on the board after a 6-play, 54-yard drive, and it brought our score 14-7. Howe in the lead at that point, still in the second quarter. Howe took the ball at their own 40, or at the Leonard 46-yard line, couldn't do anything with it. Some penalties, and Howe ended up punting it away to Leonard, who took it at their own 24-yard line, and that's where Leonard drove the length of the field, took a lot of time off the clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plays on the drive for the Leonard Tigers, but it resulted in a Ryan Nixon fumble at the 10-yard line as Leonard was looking to just about tie the game there. They were in position to just knock on the door and get in the end zone, tie the football game, but Ryan Nixon fumbled at the 10-yard line. Howe took it over, and they gave Howe the ball at their own 15. So that resulted in a 12-play, 85-yard drive, which took a ton of time off the clock. We don't know, but we can assume because it took a lot of time up here. Again, 12 plays and 85 yards. It ended up being a touchdown pass from Brandon Wall to Zach Blevins, and Howe trying to go for 2, could not get it in. That resulted in a 20-7 score, and Howe would get the ball back once again on another onside kick. 2 successful onside kicks tonight, but just simply ran out of time before the half, could not do anything with it. And here we are at our 20-7 halftime score. Now the Leonard Band is just about ready to perform. The cheerleaders are doing their thing here in Leonard, and we'll take a quick time out and let you listen to the Leonard Band here in just a moment.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime. 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
There are hundreds of reasons to sign up for Dish because you love TV. But the main one is because Dish is the best value starting at just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call Cavender Home Theater, your local Dish authorized retailer, to get family favorites at a great price. Call now, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenderTV.com for details. With personal service from your neighborhood expert, your TV and your wallet will love you. Class of 1974. Go Bulldogs!
Back here at Tiger Stadium, the cheerleaders are still doing their thing out on the field. Let's go over some scores. And Michael, I know you had the Pottsboro score. Give us that one if you have it.
Pottsboro on top of Whitesboro halftime, 59-6.
Ouch. Sherman not doing real well tonight, trailing Wiley East 42-0 at the half. It is a game we're watching with implications for next week. Grand Saline and Edgewood. Grand Saline winning that game. So it appears if everything stays the same, we'll play Edgewood for by-district next week. If all stays the same. That appears to be the case. Now, there are a lot of flaws in everything I do, so don't just hold that, as gold word, because there could be awfully, some changes. Alba Golden is beating Lone Oak 14-6. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
That's at the half. You would think Lone Oak would win that game, but that's not happening at the moment. That shouldn't have implications. As long as Edgewood loses, that's who Howe should face. So we'll keep an eye on that. The Gunner Tigers are beating Tomball 49-0. S&S is leading Whitewright 13-8 at the half. And the Denison Yellow Jackets taking it on the chin to the Prosper Eagles 14-7.
Yeah, I have been keeping up with our nemesis from last year, Wascom, all year long. They are on top of New Diana 48-0, and I think they've beat everybody they've played by at least 50 points.
Well, now Hugh Springs scored 35 on them, but New Diana hasn't won a game this year. You knew they were going to blow out New Diana, and they're doing that tonight. And Wascom, you think at some point Howe will probably face them again if Howe keeps winning and takes care of doing what they're supposed to do. You would think that they would meet again. Hugh Springs also in the path, and they are leading Linden 10-7. Linden Kildare.
It sounds like a pretty good ball game.
So, if you look at it right now, it appears to be Leonard tonight, win this game, and then go play Edgewood next week at a time and place to be determined. And then if you win that one, which the Bulldogs should, then they go play probably Hugh Springs again, in which last year set all kinds of playoff records against, scoring 50 against Hugh Springs, I believe, last year, and on their way to dominating them. And then you're looking at probably a matchup with Wascom or even the Gunner Tigers.
Yeah, could be Gunner Tigers again.
If something happens and Wascom is out, which you wouldn't think, but it could happen, you just never know. But, that's kind of it seems to be the path. Now, write all of that down in pencil.
Right, don't write it down in ink. Because it could be all kinds of different.
Write it down in pencil. We're going to let you listen to the Leonard Tiger Band for just a moment, so enjoy.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask. And
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
when people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested for the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
Well, we're just about ready for second half action. We have one digit on down in the end zone on the play clock, but nothing on the actual scoreboard. But it doesn't matter what's on the scoreboard here at Tiger Stadium because in the books is a 20-7 lead with Howe on top over Leonard here at Tiger Stadium as we just about get ready to start the second half. Now, since Leonard won the coin toss initially to start the game, the Howe Bulldogs will receive here to start the second half, and you can expect some kind of trickery coming from Leonard. They are probably going to either onside, pooch kick, line drive it. Something's going to happen here, Michael.
Right. Sorry, you caught me eating a homemade peanut patty from the FUMC Howe Holiday Bazaar.
Shameless plug.
Right.
There's no shame.
There's no shame in the game. No, you're going to see something. You're going to see some kind of trickery here. Like I say earlier, this number 72, Akeem Titus, 250-pound junior, lined up to kick the ball, and then we had somebody else onside kick it. So, you know, you never know what's going to happen.
So here we go. We're just about ready. I imagine a kick by Ronnie Hart will take place any moment, and it's not Ronnie Hart. That's going to be the big kicker. It's a deep kick going to be taken by Tyler Grisham at the 15-yard line, coming up the middle of the field looking for a block, and is going to be brought down short of the 40 at about the 39-yard line. And that's where the Bulldogs will start the second half from their own 39.
Tackle made by Ian Jones of the Tigers.
So we'll change the scoreboard over here, and I can change my scoreboard. How about that? Well, can we somehow put this up there? Of course, I can't keep the time.
Right, I don't know. This scoreboard situation is crazy.
So here we go. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line, and this is going to be a handoff. Andrew Griffin, left side, barrels through one defender for about 2 yards to about they'll give him forward progress to the 40, almost a 44. So a nice run there by Griffin, which I thought was good for a couple. It's actually good for about 4 yards.
Yeah, he buried his head and just plowed right over him.
So Howe starts at the 39 now up to the 44-yard line. It'll be second down and about 5.5 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Hey, our spotter's back.
2 men in the backfield, one slot. That's Carroll, and he goes in motion, handoff. Actually, Wall keeps it, trying to get out to the outside edge, and can't do it. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 5.5 coming back up.
Nathan Anderson made the stop. Is that correct? All right. You out of breath?
Stephen Braswell makes his way back up to the booth, and apparently sprinting back up here with his duty with the Bulldog tunnel. 3rd down and 5. Bulldogs moving left to right. This is going to be a handoff. Griffin's got the first down as he barrels over a defender, crosses the 50 inside Leonard territory to the 48-yard line. They'll actually spot it at the 49.
Garrett Wismer made the stop for the Tigers. You know, he got that first down off of a tremendous block by pulling guard Tanner Hartsfield.
So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. A new set of downs. And this will be Grisham with about 3 yards, as the Bulldogs running straight up the middle with Griffin and Grisham. And Hartsfield comes up a little bit gimpy. Either that or he's got a lot of mud on his shoe. One of the two. His left foot, he keeps bringing it up, and now I think it's just mud.
Tanner Young made the stop. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on him. He's been kind of slow getting up the last couple of plays. Maybe it is just mud.
So ball at the 46-yard line. Wall goes under center. Stratton Carroll, who was split out, now goes in motion towards the line of scrimmage. Handoff Griffin, look out. He's got some room to the 35-30 and a foot race to the 20 and runs over a defender and finally brought down at the 9-yard line. Griffin with a burst of speed, trying to outrun a defender, decides I'm not going to outrun him, I'm going to run over him, and he does so and finally goes down at about the 9-yard line.
Tanner Young made a stop for the Tigers, and yes, Monty, watching, looks like Tanner may be coming up with a little limp.
This is the 5th play on the drive coming up here, and remember, Andrew Griffin's brother, Garrett, was a tremendous running back for Howe back in the days. And here's Griffin again, and he'll gain maybe a yard to the 8, maybe the 6. They'll give him to the 6. So a 3-yard gain on just that. But Garrett Griffin, for a while, had the all-time single-game rushing record. And may still, I have to look back at that, as I know Hawthorne broke so many records last year, it's hard to keep up. But Garrett Griffin had a big night in White years ago, and over 300 yards. So here is the Howe Bulldogs from the 6-yard line. Wall under center. Carroll on the reverse. Got lots of room. He's got the touchdown. It is touchdown time in Texas from 6 yards out. Carroll with great blocking.
Great block by Matt Griffin.
And we'll punch it in from 6. And the Bulldogs extend their lead 26-7. Awaiting this PAT. It's the 4th touchdown of the year for Stratton Carroll, who came into the game with 412 yards rushing. Here's Honecker on for the PAT, and it is up. And the grandson of the young man who's turning 82 today, Mr. Honecker, Jim Honecker, who's turning 82, his grandson bangs it through right there. And Howe now has a 27-7 lead here in the third quarter. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football action.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud graduate of Howe High School. The great leadership from our teachers and coaches helped me be able to become one of the few certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now at 903-744-4252 for a free consultation. I'm board certified by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Back at Tiger Stadium here in Leonard, Texas, the Bulldogs have taken a 27-7 lead as Stratton Carroll punched it over from 6 yards out with a great block from Tanner Hartsfield and company as a wide gaping hole on the left side sprung him to cap off the 6-play, 61-yard drive that took, I don't know, off the clock. And now the officials are taking their time. Not sure. There's a towel laying on the ground, but we had an extended timeout there for some reason. But Honaker is now going to tee this one up at the 40-yard line. Again, Howe moving left to right. All of the Leonard Tigers are bunched up together with Nathan Anderson over here on the near side. And when Howe is onside kick so far tonight, it's come right where Anderson is standing. Now everybody spreads out, and so does Leonard. They spread out now. Now Honaker stands about 2 yards away from the ball. Looks like an onside kick coming, and it is. Another good one, and this is going to bounce and be taken by the up man and recovered by Leonard with no problem. Jacob Terry was the young man who covered it up, and Leonard will start at their own 47-yard line.
You know, Monty, you and I just got tagged in a post.
Uh-oh.
From Rod Hawkins.
Oh, no.
Rod Hawkins is listening to us live from Taipei, Taiwan, right now.
How about that?
That's a pretty good trip.
Let's see. How about that? Oh, Rod Hawkins. Now, I'll tell you what, Rod could do this. So talented.
Man, what a... Hi, Rod. How are you?
Shotgun formation, handoff near side. That's Benton. He's got some room and some speed. Look out to the 30. And makes a move at the 30 and finally brought down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. And on the first play of Leonard's second half drive, they handed off to Benton, and he shot out of a cannon for a first down.
Tyler Grisham and Winston Moss in on the stop.
So they'll spot the ball at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if it's day or night over there in Taiwan.
No idea, but that's a 30-yard run right there for Benton. And Nixon rolls out near side, pumps, now throws over the middle. It's going to be caught by Anderson. And that's inside the 20 to the 16-yard line. And so far, so good for the Leonard Tigers coming out of the half. As 2 plays and 37 yards.
Winston Moss made the stop for the Bulldogs. We're going to be saying that name a lot.
Winston Moss?
Winston Moss.
For a long time.
Yes, sir.
And Andrew Griffin.
And
Dylan Moreau.
Right.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot.
There's Nixon wanting to run it over right tackle. He does for about 5 yards to the 11.
Tristan Matthews.
That picks up enough for the first. They'll move the sticks here as Leonard taking no time, knocking on the door, wanting to narrow that 27-7 gap a little bit.
The Stump made the tackle.
Stump Matthews.
Wonder if he knows we call him that.
Surely.
We'll have to tell him.
Surely. Nixon wants it. Handoff. Benton up the middle to the 5. Spins out and down right at the 5. He was juggling the football. Our spotter, Stephen Braswell, says that ball almost came out, but he was juggling a little bit and ended up going to the ground before it popped out. So ball will be spotted at the 5.
Mike Heppenstall was slow getting up on that play.
Second down and goal, or third rather. No, that's second down, and they can get a first down with 2 yards to go. 2nd and 2. And Nixon wants to run. Left tackle, he's got at least the first. Inside to about the 1 yard line.
Tanner Hartsfield and Zach Blevins, Joel Minibar in on the stop.
Again, Grand Saline leading Edgewood 24-14. So if that holds, it appears in pencil that Howe would face Edgewood next week. It looks like a first down for Leonard, so a first and goal situation from about the 1. This is not good for Howe, but the Bulldogs are leading 27-7 in this football game.
14 hours ahead. It is Saturday morning. He is getting Saturday morning football.
I appreciate Rod listening all the way from there. Here is a low snap. Nixon's going to dig it out and caught behind the line of scrimmage. A great play up front by Minivar to cut through that offensive line and get Nixon behind the line of scrimmage. They'll spot it backwards to about the 4, almost touching the 5 yard line. Huge play by Minivar to push Leonard back 4 yards.
Matt Griffin checked in for Joel Minivar.
That's why you don't run the shotgun and goal line. Shotgun again, left side. Nixon wants to run, and he's got lots of room. Touchdown, Leonard. So instead of a 1 yard touchdown, it was pushed back to 5, and that's what it is. A 5 yard touchdown by Ryan Nixon, and you hear those crazy kazoos again.
I don't even see them. They're
I think
concealing
they just
them.
stand underneath the bleachers just to annoy everyone. So 27-13.
I think the air conditioner come on.
It needed to.
You know, us 1938 people are cold.
There's the PAT. Low line drive kick to the left. No good. Ronnie Hart misses it. And 27-13 is our score after the 5 yard touchdown by Ryan Nixon. We'll be back in just a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
Have you heard about the new coffee shop in downtown Van Alstyne? Curie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office is the new upscale coffee shop serving Van Alstyne, Howe, Anna, and surrounding areas. Curie's Coffee Company offers a wide variety of organic coffee and non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Come visit Curie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne next to the post office and mention this ad and get 50% off your first beverage. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Curie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3Gs and 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Well, it was a 5 yard touchdown by Ryan Nixon to cut the gap a little bit as Howe now leads 27-13 after the missed Ronnie Harris PAT. Is that right? Did I get that name right? Ronnie Hart. Sorry, Ronnie Hart PAT, missed PAT. It was a 7-play, 53-yard drive for Leonard, and the quarterback kept it out of the shotgun and ran it over. Still don't like that shotgun quarterback sneak stuff, but
right.
I'm not Shane Fletcher, who's the coach over here, and he's pretty successful. And I just broadcast.
Yep.
Here's the kicker, and that's Ronnie Hart going to bang this one away. A high kick going to be taken by, I believe that's Winston Moss, left side, trying to find the outside corner and has some room near midfield to the 44-yard line.
You know, you go out of bounds on that side, you don't have a whole lot of room before you hit the fence.
That's true. Yeah, this is an older stadium, and it is very dangerous over there on that far side. It's not like a lot of fields these days with a track wrapped around it. There is no track here. This is an old field with the fences right next to the sideline.
I wonder how old this field is.
Well, I'd have to go back and look, but I know it's at least 1961.
Wow,
it's not as old as Howe's.
Right.
Howe has the oldest stadium anywhere around.
Yeah, in the state of Texas, right?
Well, it's not the state of Texas, but close. Here is first down for Brent Masters, who runs around the left edge. Bounces out of a tackle. Look out. He's got the 50. He's got the 40. He's got the 30. Cuts it back to the inside and brought down just inside the 30 to the 26-yard line. Masters did a great job of spinning out of a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and with his blazing speed was able to get out to the outer edge.
Tanner Young made the stop. Yeah, those are some quick feet. We talk about that weekly, but those kids have got some. They got them. They never stop moving their feet.
31-yard run for Masters is now Howe at the 25-yard line. Handoff, and I believe, is that Griffin?
I think it was Jaden Matthews.
It might have been Matthews, and it was, who gains about 3 yards, 2.5 to the 22.5-yard line. And Mr. Mosier has some coughing issues tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. It's old age.
Well, you know, he did play on that 1938 team.
I did. I told you I was cold. That's what happens. When you get old, your blood moves slow.
Right. Second down and 7. This is going to be Grisham left side, and he'll run over the linebacker. And finally, they'll stop play, but he hit Ian Malden square, and Malden went backwards.
Malden's a big guy. He's 230 pounds senior.
They'll stop play. They finally blew the whistle after about 4 or 5 Tigers had finally stopped him inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. A 5-yard run, call it for Grisham. And that brings up third and very short. 3rd and 1 for Howe. Wall under center. Man in motion. And this is going to be a handoff. First man through. Matthews is going to have the first down at the 15-yard line.
Javier Lopez made the stop.
The catcher, the Atlanta Braves catcher, makes the stop.
Yeah, there you go. Javier Lopez. I don't know how you come up with it. I think there's like this big book.
Yeah.
And it's called the Monty Walker book.
Well,
I need one because I'll never
you know
retain
what?
that much information.
If you asked my wife, she would tell you the exact opposite. Wall under center at the 15-yard line. He's going to keep it right up the middle. He can score two. You don't have to score from the shotgun formation when you're Brandon Wall and your quarterback. You stick that one in the end zone, put it on the scoreboard. If you had one, it's touchdown time in Texas.
Yeah, and we thought the game a couple of weeks ago was really long. This game's going to be long. No scoreboard's crazy.
Brandon Wall with a 15-yarder extends Howe's lead 33-13 momentarily while we await the PAT by Mr. Honecker. Wilson to hold. It was in the dirt. He picks it up and puts it on the tee. Honecker bangs it through. 34-13. Howe in the lead here in Leonard, looking for their fourth win ever here in Leonard, Texas. We'll be back in a moment.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. 'Cause it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haney Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
On this date in 1998, Howe won here at Leonard 39-7. Now that's the most points Howe's ever scored on Leonard is 39, and they're getting pretty close here. 34-13 our score at the moment, as Brandon Wall keeps it on the quarterback sneak for 15 yards to up the Howe lead. And now Honaker looking to kick the onside kick again. This one a line drive. Nathan Anderson has to finally go back and fall on it. It hit him right in the chest and bounced on the ground. He had the wherewithal to go backwards and dive on that football. And now Leonard will start at their own 39-yard line. And we are in the third quarter, and that's all I can tell you.
Right. We are, 25 seconds into the third quarter. No,
they could, run.
They run the 25-second clock.
They are running the 25-second clock tonight. They are doing that.
Scoreboard that didn't want to cooperate.
The ladder's gone. They're no longer working on the big scoreboard. Now here comes everybody over. Everybody shifts over. This is the swinging gate that we saw a moment ago. That was a penalty early in the first quarter. And Nixon wants to throw, looking out right side, signaling up at Nathan Anderson, who makes the catch and now makes a move on Wilson. He's got the first down and more, and finally brought down inside Howe territory at the 42-yard line. A little trick play there for the Leonard Tigers as they go from the 39 on one side to the 42 to the other, and now a first down situation for Leonard. The headsets are off.
Jacob Taylor and Levi Merzinski made the stop.
Anderson splits out near side as Leonard moving right to left. Two receivers to the near side. One man in the backfield along with Nixon, who drops back 3 steps, throws over left side, fires it to Anderson, who makes the catch. He goes down to his knee and is hit by Zach Blevins after he makes the catch. Leonard crowd wants a flag, but it wasn't that big of a pop by Blevins, who basically just tapped him on the back. And sometimes, you watch a lot of NFL football, you forget that in high school and college that once you go to the knee, you're down.
Right.
And a lot of these kids, you just forget at a moment, but you just can't do that. Here's second down and 2 coming up for Leonard. And Nixon's going to run again. Ball came loose for a moment, I believe, but he was able to corral it back in and moved inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
Wrote down by Jacob Taylor.
So the fourth play of the drive coming up for Leonard.
I wish they'd have painted this field too. That might have helped a little bit on numbers. Looks like we're on about the 32.
Looks like the 27-yard line.
Yeah, we're going the other way.
Nixon in the gun, and he's going to run it left side. He's got some room. Blevins takes a ride down to the 20-yard line. Nice gain of about 7 for Nixon, as Blevins was there, but Nixon, a great athlete, kind of lowered the boom there.
Yeah, like I said, we talked about him before. He's done everything in Leonard, except for play table tennis.
Well, he might have even painted the water tower.
He could have.
2 receivers out right side, second down and short coming up. Nixon wants to throw. Now under pressure and almost brought down in the backfield, and that's going to be almost intercepted, and it is! Winston Moss, his second pick in as many weeks.
That was a bad decision on Nixon's part.
It was a desperate throw as Nixon was being brought down in the backfield. He flared it out to his receiver on the right side, and Winston Moss was right there to make the pick. Taylor was in the backfield who had him, and Nixon, trying to fight out of that tackle, just heaved it.
Which was a bad idea. I'm not sure why he would have done that. Take the loss. You're moving there anyway. It's only second down.
So Howe takes over in the mud at the 29-yard line, their own 29-yard line. Still in the third quarter.
Yeah, they can't be any muddier spot.
They are right in the mud. And now the whistle blow. We're ready to go. 29-yard line. First down and 10. Moving left to right is Howe. Man in motion is Masters. Handoff left side. Escapes one defender, but brought down immediately. And I
think it's Jaden Matthews.
Well, yeah, it is Matthews. The jerseys are starting to get a little muddy, and we're really going to heavily depend on our spotter now.
Javier Lopez made the stop.
Gain of about 3. They'll spot the ball at the
Yeah, go ahead.
30. 30. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we'll call it.
So that
anyway.
means that the ball was actually started at the 27, not the 29, because that was a 3-yard gain. And here is Matthews again.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I think so.
Close to the 35-yard line.
Yeah,
And
he'd come up with it.
the only way you can tell is basically by formation of where they are when they start. Now they've been moving in Griffin a lot tonight with Matthews, so it's kind of hard to tell. Griffin a little bit bigger, a little stockier than Matthews. Both very fast.
Okay, I think Matthews is back out there as well as Stratton Carroll.
3rd and 3 coming up right here. Wall handoff up the middle, jumping over a defender. I believe that's Griffin. Is not going to get the first down. It's going to be a little bit short. That's Matthews again.
Matthews.
So 4th and 1 from your own 37-yard line. This is not a situation where you want to go for it. And
the muddy guy made the tackle.
Yeah.
Did you see? Akeem Titus.
They're going to spot it at the 36 and a half.
Yeah, I think that's the end of the.
That must be the end of the
quarter.
We will take a timeout as the Howe Bulldogs lead 34-13 at the end of 3. Back in a moment with more Bulldog football action.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime, 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
It's 34-13 here as we enter Bulldog quarter, the 4th quarter. A little surprising score as Hugh Springs is getting beat by Linden Kildare 19-10 in the 3rd quarter. That's a major surprise. And Wascom, no surprise there, beating New Diana 68-0.
Wow.
Grand Saline over Edgewood 24-14 at the half. Last score we have there, and if Edgewood goes on to lose, that's who Howe will face next week. And here's the first down play, and it looks like a short gainer for the Bulldogs on 4th and 1. Did they go for it on? Wow. I was not expecting that at all as Brandon Wall went for it, and the Riverboat Gambler got the first down. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Right.
From your own 37.
Comes up aces, man. Hey, how many times have we come up aces?
Are you kidding me? At your own 37. This is a new precedent. And here's handoff, right tackle. Matthews again fighting, I believe. Lost in the mud. Gain of 2 to the 41-yard line. Now that takes the Riverboat Gambler to a new level. I mean, we're talking Barry Switzer type stuff. Now, but, you know, Barry, they say he was dumb because he didn't get it. But, you know, hey, there's something to be said about confidence. And, of course, I'm an OU fan, so I'm going to say that.
Too. Yeah, I am too. They'll cut me open, I believe, Crimson and Cream. It don't matter.
2nd down and 8 coming up. And Grisham gets the carry. And he's going to be knocked down short of the midfield stripe at about the 46-yard line. Gain of 3 or so, bring up 3rd and 3 or so. Still hard to see in this mud a little bit. 46-yard line. Howe starting one of their long drives, it appears, as the Bulldogs had one earlier of 13 plays, and then I had another one of 12 plays in the first half.
Okay, before it gets muddy, Andrew Griffin's in. Matthews is out.
Okay.
And
all that's good to know.
Yeah, and Seth Seabolt just checked in.
Now here we go. Griffin in the backfield. Third down and short. Griffin gets the hand. Coming near side. Cuts and falls. And they're going to say his knee hit just before the pile or the marker. He dove forward, and I thought he had the first down, but when he slipped, apparently,
if you look where they just spotted the ball,
they're telling the back judge to move the ball to the line judge spot, and he still says move it. It's not enough, and now the line judge is fine. They moved it about 2 yards. So 4th down and 1 coming up as the ball's at the 49-yard line. Handoff, left side. And I don't think there's any question about this one. A first down inside the 50 as all Griffin moves the sticks on this one.
He does. He says, take that, boys. Akeem Titus was in on the stop for the Tigers.
So now here comes Grisham back into the game, and Matthews comes back into the game. So Moreau and Griffin check out. Landry Elvington will bring the play in, and we're in the 4th quarter.
We think.
And I need to update that, don't I? Wow. Yeah, this is going to be Grisham coming near side. Benton is up around his neck, and it's going to bring him down. A gain of about 1 for Tyler Grisham. Let me update this quarter.
Tanner Young made the stop.
So we've got a score of 34-13. We're in the 4th. We don't know how much time because the scoreboard is still not working. But we do know it's 2nd down and 9 coming up. And the Bulldogs are in kill the clock mode.
You know, kill it.
9th play of the drive. And this is going to be Brent Masters on the reverse.
He's meant hard.
And knocked down after another 1-yard gain. Spots the ball at the 48. So
Nixon made the stop.
3rd and 7 coming up. Stratton Carroll checks in. Brent Masters checks out. And Brennan Ross will bring the play in.
There's so many noises over here. Must be people in front of us.
3rd and long. 3rd and 7 coming up. Wall, handoff. Carroll, big hole on the right side. Spinning out of a tackle, flag down. Going to be a yard short of the first down, but let's check and see. The line judge on the near side threw. It's going to be against Howe. It's going to be a hold against the Bulldogs. So instead of 4th and a yard, they're going to back this one up. It's going to be 3rd and very long. Coach Hudson not real happy over there. The headsets are off. And now an injured Leonard Tiger will check out of the game. That's Tanner Young. And checking in will be Spencer Wright to take his place. And now Shane Fletcher has something to say to the line judge, the head coach over here for Leonard. And apparently
Leonard's on this side, Coach West is on that side, and the official's ear. Boy, we're getting the official ear tonight.
Well, the officials are getting in their own ear now. They're huddling at the 48-yard line. Ball spotted at the 49, just shy of midfield. So apparently some miscommunication over where the ball was spotted. So a timeout's been called by Leonard, and they want to talk to the officials about where the ball was spotted. And apparently it's a spot foul for the hold. So it's now going to be 3rd and 11 coming up as Fletcher wants to talk to the official and say, hey, the ball is not spotted correctly. That's their argument. Now, Zach Hudson is on the other side, about at the numbers, looking over on the other side of the field, wondering when he's going to get an explanation of what's taking place and the conversations that are being had between the officials and Shane Fletcher. And now Fletcher's talking to about 2 different officials, and now pointing. And this is starting to be a little heated conversation a little bit. And now Fletcher's going all the way out to the middle of the field. Now that they're talking about it, 3 officials, now 4 are talking about it right at midfield. Fletcher's standing about 5 yards away from him. And now he turns around, he gets an explanation, turns around, points again at the sidelines, still upset, not happy with whatever they just told him. And now another explanation of why the ball spotted where it is, which is a yard short of midfield. Fletcher calling for one of his assistants to come out and do some explaining, showing some charts to the officials.
Yeah, we're going to. Hudson's over there just walking around going, okay, guys, come on, let's go.
Hudson got his headphones back on. I'm done with this. Ball spotted. Come on, let's play. You know, Hudson, he's one of those guys that's like, hey, come on, let's just go. He walked out on the field last week after the big performance, the halftime performance by the band, and I talked to him about it. As you know, Hudson, you can tell by his body language a little bit when he gets a little frustrated. And they talked to me, and he said, hey, what is this, a Super Bowl or something, when all the bands were out there for so long? And now Fletcher's still not happy, talking to the officials.
Now Coach West is involved. Coach Hudson's involved.
He's looking up and giving the kill sign to somebody up in the booth. Not sure who he's talking to. Can't be talking to the scoreboard operator, that's for sure.
Right, because there is no scoreboard.
He's telling somebody to knock it off. I don't know whether the coaches upstairs above us, something's going on there, but something's taking place. And now the Bulldogs are talking to the officials on the far side. Coach Hudson is trying to get some word from him, and he seems to be okay with the situation. And now the ball is being spotted back. They've moved the ball back to the 42-yard line. So another 7 yards has been taken away, and now Coach Hudson's getting a word from the officials. And now time has been called again.
And we still don't know how much time we got left in the fourth quarter.
And now it appears that we're going to be just about ready. All right, so third and a truckload. And here's Carroll on the reverse. Jumps over one defender, look out. And it's almost close to a first down. He needed a long way to go, but picked up about 15 yards on the reverse, all the way inside Leonard territory to the 46-yard line. They'll spot it there. So the Riverboat Gambler is going to have another fourth down situation, and I think this time he's going to punt it away.
Cody James, the only thing between Stratton and the end zone was Cody James, and he brought him down by the shoestrings.
So now at the 45-yard line of Leonard territory, Nick Wilson is going to step back to punt this one away at the 42-yard line. It's going to be a slow spiraling kick aimed towards the corner. It's going to roll a little bit towards the 10-yard line and finally be spot dead just shy of the 10 at about the 12, somewhere about the 12-yard line for Leonard. And that's where they will take over.
And we still don't know how much time we got.
We have no idea. We do know the score's right. 34-13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plays for the Bulldogs on that drive, which came up empty. And here comes Leonard moving left to right. 2 receivers. Near side, 1 up top, actually 2 up top. Nixon, shotgun, throws it out left side, incomplete, trying to find Nathan Anderson. He had to go down to a knee to try to catch it, and it still went out of his hands, and it's going to be second down and 10 for Leonard at their own 12.
Nixon throws that ball so hard.
He does have a cannon.
I mean, sometimes if you just ease up just a little, you can get it there.
And the ball's a little bit slick tonight for those receivers. Nixon in the gun. Now he wants to roll this away, throw this away on the run, and fires it, and it's going to be complete to the tight end coming across. Byron Bolin makes the catch up to the 18-yard line. Good for 6. He comes up a little bit gimpy. So they'll spot the ball at the 19, rather.
Tyler Grisham made the stop.
7-yard gain brings up 3rd and 3. Again, we have no idea how much time's on the clock. The scoreboard is not operating tonight. and hasn't all night long. One receiver split out wide to the left, one to the near side is Nathan Anderson. 4 men in the backfield, and Nixon's going to run right behind him and knock down at the 20-yard line. Knocked down hard.
Andrew Griffin and Jacob Taylor in on the stop.
Man, that Griffin has played a whale of a game both sides. Timeout has been taken by Leonard. We will take 1-2. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football action.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime. 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender's has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
4th and 2 coming up for the Leonard Tigers. Last shot, you would think, here in this football game. Got to convert here if you're a Tiger fan. 2 receivers to the near side. This formation has Ryan Nixon running with the football written all over it. 4th and 2.5. We're in the fourth quarter. Howe leads 34-13. They're going to move the ball to a different spot in the field that's a little bit greener, and I don't know where you can find green at all anymore, but there's a little bit there. And now here's the shift again. And this is where Nixon threw it near side a moment ago to Nathan Anderson. We'll see if that happens again. All the shift is over on the far side. All the offensive linemen are on the far side. Nixon wants to throw it over the middle. It's going to be caught and dropped, incomplete. Howe holds. It was great coverage by Wilson. I take that back.
Levi Merzinski.
It was Merzinski with great coverage over the middle. The ball falls incomplete, and Howe's going to have the football at the Leonard 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was a bad call by Leonard.
Well, it's one of those where, you're in that situation. You've got to do something. And that, to me, Ryan Nixon carrying the football, to me, he's got to be your best option. And I don't like to second guess the other coaches, but that's a tough one right there. 1st and 10 for Howe. Cooper Aiken's in the game, and they're going to hand off to the first man through,
Which is
and that's Matthews, and he'll gain probably 3 yards, maybe 2, inside to the 18-yard line. Whoa, when you take the ball out of Ryan Nixon's hands. Now, I tell you, on the second thought, to give Shane Fletcher credit there, most of the time they're going to make that pass, I would think.
Right.
But that was just tremendous coverage by Merzinski. Just tremendous coverage.
Right.
2nd down and 8 coming up. Wall, handoff. Tyler Grisham met at the line of scrimmage. And the Bulldogs are they're all about killing the clock right here. It's in kill the clock mode. We've seen this before. Howe leading 34-13 here in the fourth. We don't know how much time is left. It can't be a whole lot. But again, this game is so reminiscent of 1998, which happened on this day at this stadium when the Bulldogs knocked off Leonard 39-7 and went on to win one of the most classic bi-district championships in school history against Pilot Point. Here's Masters spinning out of a tackle. Not enough for the first down, but to about the 15-yard line.
I'm watching Brandon Wall. They keep, we run such a misdirection.
And now Honecker is going to try to boot one through here. So let's check this out. How far is this going to be? On his grandfather's 82nd birthday, it's going to be a 30-yard attempt for Bryce Honecker. for West Virginia. It's on the tee. The kick is up and blocked. It's going to be blocked. Leonard is struggling to find the football, and they finally do. Howe may have recovered, but it doesn't matter. Leonard's going to have the football at about the 21-yard line. So a blocked 30-yard field goal.
That was, that's some bad field conditions.
It's hard. You can't ask a kid to,
golly.
they're right in the mud. It's exactly where the mud is too. It's just a tough spot. 22-yard line is where Leonard will take over.
4 minutes.
Just under 4 minutes to play. We hear.
That's the first time I've heard that all night long.
Yeah. Nixon wants to run the option. Benton trapped in the backfield, knocked down, and now finally escaped out of a couple of tackles. And I tell you what, hand it to Benton. He's taking a page out of Jaden Matthews' book. Did not want to go down. Was popped hard initially by Griffin, and then finally brought down by Jacob Taylor. There's a flag down, and Stephen Braswell tells us that it is going to go against. It may be. Let's see what they do. It's going to go against Howe. As the line judge has, here lately everything is going against Howe from the near side line judge. Every call. The officials turned around, started marking it off the other way, and now turned around. He got a little confused. And let's see where they spot this one. It's a pretty hefty penalty. Personal foul. And sportsmanlike conduct.
They called it against, I believe, if watching what I was seeing, I believe he called it against Mike Heppenstall. Like number 55, and I didn't even see what was going on.
So it'll be 1st and 10, moving left to right for Leonard. As we were told a moment ago, we're under 4 minutes.
Yeah, and why would they move the ball to the mud? I mean, come on, guys.
Anderson split out wide here at the bottom as Leonard moving left to right. Shotgun formation for Ryan Nixon, and he runs right. And he's going to be brought down by Jacob Taylor at the line of scrimmage. Stump Matthews there to finish him off. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Just a great job by that Bulldog defense. Again, only giving up 14 points so far tonight. Only 10.67 on the year. And that's the best since 1991.
And Seth Seabolt checked in for Levi Merzinski.
Anderson again split out wide to the near side. Benton in the backfield along with Ryan Nixon. And here is Nixon wanting to throw. Pumps right side. Now throws down the field right side. And Anderson and Wilson side by side. And the ball goes incomplete about a yard ahead of Anderson. Pretty good coverage there by Wilson, who was stride for stride with him. But that'll bring up a 3rd and long situation for the Leonard Tigers. They were stride for stride on that one. That could have went either way. Nice coverage there by Wilson. The secondary has played so well in the last several games. An interception by Moss in each game and Blevins in each game. 3 receivers now to the near side. Nixon rolls out the other side, wants to throw over there, and it's got his wide receiver caught, and I believe he's going to be finally knocked out of bounds. And now some Leonard Tiger fans are going to be really unhappy as the short field we talked about over there, there's not much sidelines. And, man, I tell you what, Anderson was brought down right over there by the fence. And some people think it's a late hit over there. The officials have made no indication and no call. So it'll be a 1st down for Leonard, just shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. I tell you what, if that was my kid being tackled over there, I'd be a little upset too, I bet.
Right, I would too. That was pretty close to the fence.
1st and 10, left to right. And this is going to be a handoff. New guy in the backfield for Leonard. Fumbles the football but gets back on it. And running the football for Leonard there. Have to check. I don't.
22.
Oh, that was Benton. I thought for a moment that was a different running back, but Benton it was.
Andrew Griffin made the stop.
Second down and 3.5, maybe 4 coming up for the Tigers as we are getting near the end of this puppy. The Bulldogs have just been too much for District 5 and proving it tonight. Nixon throws left side, caught, brought down right at the first down marker. It's going to be enough for a first. Coley makes the catch.
Tanner Hartsfield made the stop.
40-yard line in Howe territory, and that'll move the sticks for the Leonard Tigers. Checking off the field for the Tigers is going to be Breck Scher. And Leonard now calls, I believe that's a timeout. Well, they didn't say. Somebody called a timeout, and we will take one too. Back in a moment.
Actually, that's the ball game.
Is that ball game?
He just threw the ball over here. He picked it up and threw the ball. So I'm assuming we're ball game.
I don't know. Let's stay right here because now if without a clock, we don't know exactly what's going on.
The official walked out there and picked up the ball and threw it at the Leonard sidelines and walked off.
So Fletcher is obviously talking to the official and saying something. And now Coach Hudson's on the other side with his hands, with his palms to the air. So Fletcher's almost on the middle of the field again. It's the second time this quarter.
Yeah. And now Hudson's walking around going, okay, this is crazy.
Now the officials are huddling right in the mud at about the 37-yard line. I mean, unless you can put 20 points on the board here very, very quickly, I'm not sure what the moaning is really about here, but hey, if you've got more time on the clock, I understand that too. And now the officials are talking to Coach Hudson.
Now the ball's going back out on the field.
So this is the second time tonight that Shane Fletcher has argued, and it's worked in his favor. And now Zach Hudson has given an earful to the official on the far sideline. And if we didn't have the cheerleaders screaming, "Let's go Tigers," we could probably hear with our crowd mic what Coach Hudson is saying over there.
We are close enough.
Not going to happen. Still talking about it. Now all the officials are talking to Coach Zach Hudson. And now here comes Fletcher again. And then he's going to walk all the way out back to the midfield stripe. Or back out to the center of the field. So the officials get through talking to Hudson. And now, it's rare. I don't know in 20 years that I've ever seen a head coach at the center of the field. But I've seen it twice tonight. So now, everybody seems to be happy. Shane Fletcher shakes his head in disgust and walks off the field, and now hustles off the field as the players are getting ready to come back to the line of scrimmage. And here we go. 1st and 10, left to right for Leonard. And Ryan Nixon wants to throw the football. 3-step drop over the middle, caught by Benton. And he's going to be drugged down after about a 9.5-yard gain. It could be 10. Could be enough for the first down. The ball spotted at the 30-yard line. They're moving the sticks. So let's see what happens here. Everybody hustling to the line of scrimmage. Apparently, there's not much time left. We don't know, but apparently we do know that.
I know 10 minutes ago we had 4 minutes left.
Nixon in shotgun. Rolls out right side, wanting to throw on the run, being chased down, throws it. He's going to be caught and drugged down inbounds. Moss made the play. It's Nathan Anderson who made the catch. There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage.
We look like we had a fight going on back here.
We had some fists swinging.
Helmets going everywhere.
So it looks like a personal foul against Howe. A personal foul against Leonard. Offsetting penalty. Replay the down.
So now we're trying to figure out why the ball's not up there. Hudson's back out on the field.
Now, Shane Fletcher is back on the field again, saying that the ball was caught and that's where the ball should be spotted. Now, apparently, he's satisfied with whatever happened there. As, man, I tell you what, I don't know what the officials are getting paid tonight, but they might need a bonus after this game.
This is the longest 4 minutes I've ever had. And we're still not happy. We're gonna move the ball some more.
So they'll spot the ball where the ball was caught, which was for a first down. Now the ball's spotted inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. Have no idea how much time's left.
Now we got Coach Short involved. We've got Coach Hudson involved. Fletcher back out there yet? No, he's standing back here with his
He's happy because the ball's at the 19-yard line. Now they're going to have to come back here and pick up the flag at the 37-yard line. Coach Hudson claps his hands, gives the signal for the defense, and here we go. Shotgun formation as Nixon barks at the offensive line, now steps back, and he gets it, wants to throw. Now whistles fly before this one can get underway, and we'll have to check and see what this one's about. All I can think is a delay of game, but I don't
even see a flag.
I don't. Apparently they weren't ready yet. Now they're ready. The clock is rolling, supposedly.
Right. We think it's running.
In theory. Now, here we go. Nixon drops back, rolls out under pressure. Wants to throw on the run, and it is intercepted by Winston Moss at the 5-yard line. Coming up near side in a pile and brought down shy of the 20 at the 18-yard line. His third pick in 2 weeks. Winston Moss. Uncle.
I thought we had less than 4 minutes. That was 25 minutes ago.
So Howe will take over and take a knee or 2 or 3 or whatever it takes, and we'll have the 4th win in the school's history on this turf. 34-13, awaiting a snap. Presumably.
So we're in victory.
There's the snap, there's the knee, and there's your game.
Ooh. Holy goodness.
I say that, but no one's leaving the field, so we really don't know. It may be another knee. That we were under a minute 5 minutes ago. We were under 4 minutes an hour ago, and now the team is leaving the field. Your Howe Bulldogs are winners tonight here in Leonard, Texas, in one of the most absurd, craziest games I've seen in quite some time, without a scoreboard and both head coaches coming onto the field at various times tonight. They will meet at midfield to shake hands, as well as the players, in a 34-13 victory tonight for the Howe Bulldogs. Congratulations, District 5 3A champions in Division II. They will move on and play, presumably, write this down in pencil, Edgewood, possibly, as let's refresh and see what the score is, as Grand Saline is on top of Edgewood 31-28. So it could very well be, let's see, it would be Edgewood right now if it stands. They're still starting the 4th quarter there in Edgewood, and they're playing for their playoff life over there in Edgewood. So congratulations to the Bulldogs here, who are going to now have the school song and the fight song and all of that. They raise their helmets to the far crowd over there on the far sideline to the north, and a happy, very happy Bulldog crowd. I told you they were happy. That's a pretty nice 82nd birthday for Mr. Jim Honecker.
Happy birthday, Jim Honecker.
What a nice win for the Bulldogs. You know that it's a tough and gritty win. You need those when you're headed to the playoffs. You don't want to back into the playoffs. You never want to be that team that takes a lot of players out, you rest a lot of players, and you back into the playoffs. You don't want to be that team. You want to go in full force with a tough, hard-nosed fight to get there, and that's exactly what they had tonight. A great job by the Leonard Tigers to fight it out in the mud. They gave absolutely everything they had. They put on similar drives of what Howe normally does, the 15-play drives, the 13-play drives, and 11-play drives. And Leonard did that tonight as well. They had their own 11-play drives and things like that to take up a lot of time. We are going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap this thing up here in just a moment from Leonard, Texas.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
Welcome back to Leonard Tiger Stadium. Let's recap this ball game, if you will. Leonard took the coin toss. They won the coin toss, took the ball first, got it at their own 41-yard line, and Zach Blevins immediately intercepted a pass to give Howe the ball right at the midfield stripe. And then that was one of those crazy 13-play drives that Howe is known for. But the key play in that first drive for Howe was the fake punt, which happened what seemed like 5 hours ago.
Right.
And Tyler Grisham took the snap on the fake punt and got enough for the first down, which sparked another 9 plays on the drive. And eventually, Jaden Matthews would score from 2 yards out to give Howe the first score of the night, 7-0. And then Howe, with an onside kick, recovered the ball. It was Seabold who outstretched arms, recovered the ball in the air. Howe started at the Leonard 41. They quickly went 6 plays, 41 yards, and went on top 14-0 after a 24-yard touchdown by Andrew Griffin. And then Leonard got the ball back when Howe couldn't execute the onside kick, took it at their own 46-yard line, had a trick play as Breck Schur ran the end-around reverse and then ended up throwing the football to Byron Bolin for a big long pass that set up a nice situation and kept the play or kept the drive rolling for Leonard. Ended up in a 10-yard touchdown by quarterback Ryan Nixon that ended a 6-play, 54-yard drive and cut the Howe lead 14-7 in the first quarter. Howe took the ball back at the Leonard 46-yard line and ended up having to punt on that drive. The only punt of the night. Actually, there were 2 punts on the night for Howe. That one being the first one. Leonard took the ball back at their own 24-yard line after a nice punt by Wilson and went on a huge 8-play drive. It looked like they were about to tie the football game. But Nixon fumbled at the 10-yard line, and it was recovered by Helpenstell, and Howe took over at the 15. And what does Howe do when they get the ball at their own 15? They go 85 yards, and they did so on 12 plays, and it ended on a touchdown pass by Brandon Wall to Zach Blevins, who had a heck of a game. And Howe went on top 20-7 at that point after the failed 2-point conversion, which left it at 20-7. So Howe took the ball again, another onside kick, and another recovery by Howe, but just ran out of time there. Couldn't do much with it. Went to half, leading 20-7. Came out, and in the third quarter, Howe took the football first and ended up scoring on a 6-yard touchdown by Stratton Carroll, which capped off a 6-play, 61-yard drive, which upped the Howe lead 27-7. Leonard took the ball at their own 47, and they actually answered right back on their own 7-play, 53-yard drive, capped off by a 5-yard touchdown by Ryan Nixon in shotgun formation, which I still think is kind of absurd, but
right.
That's okay. Because Howe answered right back again at their own 44-yard line where they took the ball and went 5 plays, 56 yards. Brandon Wall doesn't need a shotgun. He runs it under center and runs 15 yards for a touchdown. That gives Howe a 34-13 lead, still in the third quarter at that point. Leonard took the ball at their own 39, and Winston Moss had his first interception of the night, which gave Howe the ball at the 27-yard line. Well, the second punt happened on that drive, but not after 11 plays, and Howe took a lot of time off the clock, the invisible clock.
Right.
Leonard took the ball at their own 12-yard line after a great punt by Wilson again, and they eventually turned the ball over on downs. Howe took it at the 20, and we're in kill the clock mode, and actually tried a 30-yard field goal in the mud, but Honecker's kick was blocked at the line of scrimmage. Leonard took the ball at their own 22-yard line, and that's when everything broke loose. Coaches ended up in the middle of the field discussing clock, discussing yardage, discussing everything. And finally, they ran out of time. Winston Moss picked off his second pass of the night, which gave Howe the ball back. They took one snap, and that was the ball game.
That was the longest game.
You know,
the longest 4 minutes that I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. So it's not crazy late,
right,
but just so much happened during the game. It's one of those where this game on a normal night probably we'd have been out of here maybe 30 minutes ago. But there's so much action that took place other than football.
Right.
So
lots of discussions.
There was a lot of discussion. So
I don't like not having a clock.
I'm telling you, the officials need to be paid overtime tonight. There's no question about that. Howe moves to 11-16 overall versus Leonard, and 4-10 here in Leonard. That's a big win here at Tiger Stadium. This has been a tough place to get wins over the years, and the Bulldogs moved to 9-1 on the season. That is the best record Howe has had in a very long time. You got. You know, some of those teams you played on, you know, back in 1938 had some records like that. But 1998, the game played on this night, on this field, that year, that team went to 9-1. So a lot of similarities with that team. And they were by-district champions. But let's hope that these Howe Bulldogs of 2015 can keep rolling, not only to by-district, but keep rolling to where we think they can be.
Right. I'm excited.
This is going to be we think that it's going to be an awfully long playoff run for Howe, and it's just now starting. It's going to be fun around here. And not only that, hey, there's an article coming out this week about the Lady Bulldogs.
Yeah, that'll be good.
And, you know, we can't leave out the fact that those girls, hey, anything you can do, I can do better. Right. Remember that song?
Right.
To me, that just rings with what these Lady Bulldogs might be able to do in the basketball season.
Yes, and that's coming up quick.
So for everyone who's been a part of this 34-13 victory here in Leonard, the Howe Bulldogs beat the Tigers, and it's been a fun one tonight. One more thing.
Matter of fact, we got basketball tomorrow in Howe. Lady Bulldogs versus Kingston, starting at 10 o'clock.
Go.
10.
Be there.
Yes.
Be there.
I'm going to be there.
Bazaar. Save the church. Everything tomorrow.
Everything.
So let's end this one tonight so we can prepare for tomorrow.
Prepare for tomorrow.
So for everyone who's been a part of this one, including Stephen Braswell, our spotter, and Michael Mosier, our color analyst extraordinaire, I'm Monty Walker. We will see you next week at a time and a place to be determined, but it will be playoff time in Texas. We will see you next week.
Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Here they come again.
Grisham again. Same play. He's got the 15. He's got the 10. Dragging a man to the 5. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
You know, our goal now is to win, period.
61 yards.
Catch us if you can.
Howe Bulldogs football has been brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Bill French Properties, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Abby's Restaurant, 3G Brand, and Micah Belden Attorney.
Howe, your Bulldogs are headed to the regional championship game for the first time since 1990.
Catch us if you can. Catch us if you can.
Welcome to the Bulldogs Coaches Show.